everyone. Hello and welcome to Palmy Arena, the home of the mighty Manawatū Jets. Sky Broadband Rapid League coming your way first off this afternoon. The Jets and the Giants. Sells NBL a little bit later this afternoon. Week 8 of competition. Always fun when we come to Palmy Arena. Oh, someone's had a late night. Justin Nelson with you, sitting right alongside me. Get your lightsabers out. May the 4th be with you, Casey Frank.
And may the 4th be with you as well, Justin. We're looking for some unbelievable, forceful activity here today. Well, the Rebels winner will be the Empire. I don't know. You choose who's who.
We're going to find out soon enough. Let's have a look at the ladder at the moment in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. Top team in action today, 7-2 on the season. But when we flip over to the bottom half of the ladder, you'll see the Jets. But this is a team you need to be careful of because they've had a lot of very close results and they are in form at the moment, Case.
Some close losses and some nice recent form. Of course, it all comes around Thada Paese, who is playing fantastically offensively. But this is a team that, when they're at their best, can really keep things moving on the scoreboard.
Results thus far in Week 8, Panthers and Rams postponed for the moment. This is what's transpired since then. Look at the 5, big win over the Hawks. And as we look at the results out of yesterday, the Airs in an upset over the Saints.
Played really well. The Saints were unable to keep pace with that Airs team. Great home crowd as well before the Rams took one on the road against the Sharks.
Team in the blue, the NBS Nelson Giants. This is how they'll start. Chamberlain, Jones, Dempster, Crate, Inwood. It is a wonderful mix. A blend of youth and experience.
And Aston Inwood is the one to watch for me. His stats don't scream out, but his influence on the court does. He's been really helpful for this Giants team when it comes to getting the wins.
Well, let's have a look at the Jets. They're in their camo. I hope you can see them out there,
Oh,
Case.
good one. Good one, Justin.
I use that every week. Thada Paese, Manawatū, Crowley, Hipungo and Wynyard. And they, at the moment, in their last 5, they're averaging 45 points a game compared to the Giants averaging 37 points a game in their last 5. Here are the Chemist Warehouse stats.
You see how similar it is. Both 3 and 2 their last 5. Points per game, 1st and 2nd in the competition. Field goal percentages as well. Just flip it around the other way. Hayden Jones leading scorer, but this is a scoring by committee for the Nelson Giants. Everybody who plays averages 5, 6, 7 points. And then, of course, for the Jets, it's all about Tyson Thada Paese.
Barter card officials for this one, Sam Pan, Amy Jo Clark. There's Amy on screen and Elijah Mareko. We are just about set for a start here at Palmy Arena. Sunday afternoon hoops, Sky Broadband Rapid League first. Sells NBL a little bit later today. Wynyard gets up high, knocks it back to Manawatū. We're underway, Case.
Always interested to see if the Jets just start working through Wynyard just a little bit more. He's got such great size at this level of the game. Impossible to guard, really.
Through hands, here's the stud, the big-time player in this competition, Thada Paese.
But I love the way they bent the defense by throwing it into the paint first. That's where we saw Wynyard get that catch, defense collapses, then Paese gets the look outside. Wynyard gets the rebound on defense on the other end.
Chamberlain with the miss there. He's also the all-time leading scorer in the competition, Thada Paese, and in a single game.
Nice defense. Sam Dempster coming up, taking that penetration away.
On the drive, Manawatū. Now the Giants turn of speed. Chamberlain. Caught one on the arm. He's off to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Head of steam downhill.
This head of steam is the key for this Giants team. I think with the size of Totoko Wynyard inside the paint, it's going to be really difficult for them to get what they want in that slow down half-court offense. They need to keep that pace up, get those shots going before that defense is set in the half-court.
Totoko Wynyard. Here's Caleb Chamberlain. This is the first, makes the second. The Giants are on the board. Of course, reigning champions in this Sky Broadband Rapid League, the Giants.
And that a mix of the veterans and the youngsters a year ago as well. The veterans a little bit older, so are the youngsters, but still performing at the top of the table competition.
Hayden Jones has the job on Thada Paese. Manawatū rising up from the Chemist Warehouse.
Nice use of the screen, gets just enough space to get to his spot, and nice elevation to make that a much easier shot.
Lockie Crate misses from outside. Knows this court well. He's a former Jet, of course. Lachlan Crate. Thada Paese up over Sam Dempster. That looks deep, and it is.
I like the speed of offense that he's coming off those screens aggressively. pulling up into that jump shot, but just a little bit too much wheat picks this morning. Strong with that one.
Here's Jones. Likes this matchup on Manawatū. Gets it back, goes up strong on the glass. Easy stuff for Hayden Jones.
Just good recognition. He's got way too much size for Manawatū down there in the paint. His penetration ability gets him down low, and the stick-to-itiveness gets him the second bucket.
There we go, first call for the day.
It's going to keep coming. I expect a lot of stick-to-itiveness today.
Manawatū sends it inside to big Totoko, who's fouled. Just on the Jets. That average over the last 5 games, 45 points a game. This is a 16-minute game, let us remind you. 4 by 4 minutes, 45. Pretty good.
That's just under the 3 points per minute tick. You know you are getting it up if that's the scoring rate.
Oh,
nice set. Really easy, simple basketball coming off that screen to a wide open jump shot on the baseline, on the side, baseline out of bounds.
Wasn't lost on me either, Casey, amongst the crowd. The Kermit the Frog's come out to visit today. Good to see. Oh, that is good to see as well.
Welcome home, Lockie Crate. Get up and in ya with a smash on the baseline drive. Wynyard tries to contest, but to no avail. Let's see if that doesn't get the Giants going.
Sweet stuff from Lockie Crate. Early stages, minute and a half to play in this first quarter. Pallacanestro has started strongly. Manawatū, partner in crime, that's off to the right. They're on the move now very quickly. Jones, oh, Chamberlain!
Beautiful set of plays by the Giants. I thought Hayden Jones may have seen Chamberlain just a little bit late to get that lob, but he threads the needle and gets it through for the assist.
Just love the youngsters in this competition. Travel there on Wynyard.
I actually thought he kept his left foot as that pivot foot on the turnaround. Felt that contact. I know he looked a little off balance, but I thought he did pretty well to keep his balance. But unfortunately for the Jets fans, not the way the officials saw it.
Well, there's always fun in games when we come to this stadium. Fans never let us down. Hayden Jones doesn't let too many people down either.
Hayden Jones, when he's aggressive offensively, can just really fill it up with ease.
Well, that's going to be a call of 5 seconds off the baseline. So, Elijah Mareko, the Butter Card official, right there counting, while Manawatū was trying to get it in. And to be fair, no one moved for him.
They expected that first pass to be there. A nice double by the Giants, taking the other pass away with one defender. And it seemed like they're right on the edge there of the 5-second call, but unable to get it out in time.
Giants on a bit of a run here at the moment. Momentum with them. They lead by 3. Another chance from the corner. A miss there for Jones. Manawatū now quickly. Crowley Napier. Wynyard wants it inside on Dempster. Back to Crowley Napier. Back to Wynyard. There'll be a foul there. Flying over the top, Ashton Inwood. Nowhere to go.
Well, I love how they're working Wynyard right now. They're getting him a lot of touches, forcing that defense to collapse on him. He's really predicated on that right hand, though, so hasn't been able to go back to the left. The Giants are using that prediction against him, understanding that he's more comfortable going that way, so he's not getting the space inside. Hits the shot from the Chemist Warehouse stripe, which is key to his teammates continuing to feed him down low.
And the second one drops as well. So a couple of points there for the Jets. Coach Tim McTamney watching on. Nod of approval. He's happy with that. Well, the nod was there. The smile wasn't.
Well, he's a coach. Coach is very rarely happy. He's just going to have a little shot clock issue.
Dion Collins watching on.
Looks, the rim was sort of caught up, I think.
It was. I actually thought there was a bit of a break there, but thankfully it was just the iron snapping back into place.
I wonder if that's still from Lockie Crate's dunk a few minutes ago.
It could have been, yes. It could have been.
That had been working well for the Giants. They were getting some shots in from that one, but...
How good is it for these young men, Casey, to have Sam Dempster with them on the court? Look at him just coaching away, teaching, explaining, IQ coming out.
A few of these players, I'm sure, have heard his words of wisdom on the sideline as a head coach. Now he's the coach on the floor. Fantastic wealth of knowledge for Coach Mike Fitchett. to draw inference from. Of course, it's Gargugio today on the sideline. No Phil Jones coming into attendance for this one.
And I'm certainly not putting Mike Fitchett out of a job. Here's that dunk, by the way. That's where we think that has happened. You can just see it there. It was slightly leaning down to one side. So that's where it has happened. Yeah, not putting Mike Fitchett out of a job, but surely Sam Dempster, future coach in the making.
Looks like it. I mean, it's certainly a wealth of talent coaching-wise, I think, down in that part of the world. You've got, you know, when he's been coaching at age groups for this young at the school level, and certainly a guy I think who would love to be involved in the Giants in the future.
Now, given the break here at the moment, Casey, and Sam Pan, the Barnacat official, was just talking to the Giants bench, there may still be an issue with this rim because this is a long, long break. I'm not sure that it's been fixed. In fact, both referees, or two referees, have now spoken to both teams. So this might be a greater issue right now. 26.8 to play in this first quarter. And we're just going to get an update straight to our commentary position here. The officials talking to Casey at the moment. So we'll get a bit of an update on what this is. And here's the news.
So there has been, the coaches had mentioned the level of the rim. They're thinking it's not level. So unfortunately, that means somebody's going to have to come out and re-level it. So we're going to see somebody come out and possibly reset. Looking like today's rapid game, not going to be so rapid.
There you go. Might go a little bit longer than expected. So 26.8 seconds to play in this first quarter. Giants lead by 1. Gives us a great chance, Casey, to talk about what's ahead of us throughout the next 7 days. And it's been a long time since the Kiwis have locked horns with the Aussies, both men and women, of course. Tall Blacks up against the Aussie Boomers and the 2 Degrees Tall Ferns taking on the Australian Opals. Games will be played in Australia on the 7th and the 9th. And then next Sunday afternoon, join us at Globox Arena in Hamilton because we're bringing the internationals to you.
Fantastic. Such an exciting time to have Australia come back to New Zealand shores to play against the Tall Ferns and the Tall Blacks. It has been around 10 years since that last happened. So to be able to secure that, more internationals here on home soil is always a goal, and one that's really difficult to attain. I can tell you, I've been around the program for a long time, so, and even better when it's our closest rivals.
Well, these rims have had some punishment over the last week. We're going to get something fixed up here from that Lockie Crate dunk. But this time last week, Casey, at the other end of the floor, that big shot clock box on top of the backboard, that was brought down literally seconds before the start of the Sky Broadband Rapid League. That one right there, because Totoko Wynyard had one last dunk in warm-up.
Yeah, at least this one happened in game time, not in the warm-ups. So, not sure exactly what we're waiting on now. To be fair, it looks like a lot of people not knowing what to do. Take another look at this Lockie Crate dunk that caused the problems. Comes down with some power. Hangs on it just a bit. See if you can see it. A little tilt to the left there. So to the right of your screen, to the left, facing the basket. Well, that's a highlight that's going to last a while because we're going to have to keep on watching until this rim is straight.
I love the fact that the cameras just go straight to the perpetrator as well. There he is, young Lockie Crate. So
I think my favorite thing about it,
seconds remaining. This is first quarter, by the way. So 26.8 to play in the first when we return from this.
I think my favorite thing about this play right now is the fact that the Giants don't get to warm up anymore, but the Jets do.
Yeah, and they're giving it everything right now. The Jets down the other end of the floor. There's Benny. He's in the house today. Geez, I hope Benny and Kermit the Frog don't get into a stoush.
Do you think Benny has problems with Kermit? Are they both chasing Miss Piggy?
Well, you wouldn't think so. You wouldn't think so.
Benny looks like the kind of guy that would step out on Kermit's misses. He looks sketchy. Look at him. Look at that sketchy Benny.
Actually, we might just take this break in play. We'll get our Sky Sport cameras just to head around the crowd and have a look, because I've got to say, the crowd here at Palmerston North, they never let us down. Look at this. Give us your best.
Oh, the world. Yes. Killing it. That's what we need, an impromptu breakdance contest. He is killing the world. Take a bow, young fella.
Can we get the cameras over to the commentary position? Casey Frank has offered to do the same thing.
Don't do that. Don't listen to Justin. Justin, you've put me in enough hot water this week.
I have, you're right. You're absolutely right. Hey, while we've got this chance to have a quick chat about this, Casey, trade window in the Sal's NBL opens tomorrow, 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Of course, you have to be on a roster currently to be traded. So there's been a lot of chat. I've heard a lot of chat between a lot of teams about wanting to get this. A lot of teams trying to incrementally improve on the edges. Will they be able to do it? The question is, there's a few people who want to dance, but you got to find somebody to dance with.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, you can sign a free agent during the trade window as well, but if you sign a free agent, you have to trade them immediately.
Yeah, so the sign and trades are open. Going to be putting some stuff on the website in the next couple of days that explains the trade window, as well as giving you a list of all the players that are eligible to be traded.
So if you've just joined us, we've got a break here at Fly Palmy Arena. Late in the first quarter of the Sky Broadband Rapid League game, we've had an incident, a big dunk, mind you, a huge highlight, but it has tilted to the rim to one side, and that is just getting fixed up at the moment.
I got to say it was worth it. It's always worth it for a highlight like that. We're a few minutes behind schedule now, which means there's a good chance we're going to be a little bit behind schedule for the Sal's NBL as well, depending on when this one finishes up. But the crowd doesn't mind. They are into it as always. Still piling in. They're not even really in the mix just yet.
Well, we've heard that they are very close to a sellout here for the Sal's NBL a little bit later this afternoon as well. So
good news, the rim is going back up.
So we're not far away from a restart here. Mind you, 26.8 seconds later, we're going to take a break, Case. Can we just start the second quarter now?
Just put 4:26 in. There I've got the thumbs up signal from lead official Sam Pan. So we are ready to go once again. But it looks like one of the Jets has shot off to the restroom for a bit, so Deion Collins is going to have to check into the game.
A couple of results in the Sal's NBL last night. Saints on the road yesterday afternoon, in fact, defeated the Airs by 12. Good win for the Saints. They were on the bounce back, of course, having lost to the Hawks last week. And then last night, that Rams buzzsaw continued. What a juggernaut they are, reigning dual champions. Went down to the Shark Tank and took down the Sharks 128-79. Radio, about to restart. Yeah, that was big.
Those Rams are just bullies. They just keep on scoring big on people, not even caring about their opposition's feelings afterwards.
Playing well, aren't they? No feelings come into it. Giants on the restart here. Apologies for the break. We are now back underway. Jones, inward, through hands, Crate. I don't mind him shooting from outside and not hanging on the rim, mind you. That's a little bit better. Giants get it back. Chance to add to the score. A miss there for Jones, and maybe a late chance here for the Jets. Shot clock at 3, at 2. Tanapayese on the run. That won't go. And that is quarter time. Long first quarter with that break to fix the rim. And the score hasn't changed. The Giants lead this by 1. Let's have a quick look at anything standing out on the Chemist Warehouse stat sheet, Case.
Well, the Jets, before that last miss, were shooting quite well. Now both teams sitting under 50%. And 1 for 5 from deep are the Giants, but they're able to get some work done in transition that enabled them to get into the lead. Overall, not a lot of activity overall. 7 for 17 from the field, but enough activity to make somebody hungry, Justin. And if you're hungry.
Yeah, if you are hungry, you got to get the cells. But more importantly, you got to get online to do it. Best way to do that is with the FIBA starter with thanks to Sky Broadband. $50 a month for the first 12 months. skybroadband.co.nz. They'll look after you, and that is one heck of a deal.
Now this week there's been a bit going through the commentary crews chat group about knowing what the 5 boroughs are. Somebody called out Taylor Johnson once upon a time.
Taylor Johnson had no idea where the 5 boroughs were.
I'm going to let you know later on today. I'm going to quiz you on the boroughs to see if you can get it.
Okay, all right. I look forward to that. Here we go, straight into it. Second quarter, Sky Broadband Rapid League. Giants by 1. And we are underway. Aston Inwood. Let's see what they can come up with here.
Zone defense out here for the Jets giving the Giants a little bit of space outside, but they are not finding the swarm from deep. They are now 1 for 6 from behind the arc.
Cooper Adams unable to convert from the corner. Two teams definitely in form at the moment in this competition. Manawatū. Actually, pretty low-scoring quarter in the opener, given what these two teams have been doing lately. Pallacanestro averaging 17 points a game, add another 2, and perhaps another 1 from the Chemist Warehouse.
Just flips that one up underneath the defense. Good penetration down the left side of the lane, taking the contact, getting the finish. Pallacanestro, just a fantastic score, already up to 7 points. Nobody else on his team has more than 2 at the moment.
And he still has 7 as that one rims out. I saw Peyton Hughes on Friday night at the Stockyard for the Bulls. He had 25 in that game, Casey. 7 threes he hit.
He has been lighting it up of late this season. Fantastic to see him get loose a little bit.
Adams on the corner, drive, cops a little knock.
It's going to be ball on the baseline for the Giants, who are struggling a little bit against the zone, not finding any penetration lanes. Need to find a way to get into the teeth of this defense. If it's not off the dribble, it's got to be with the pass. Need to make this defense bend, because right now there's just no oxygen out on the perimeter.
Oh, turnover from that pass straight to Manawatū. Up and in.
Oh, Crane tried to line that one up, but Manawatū does a nice job of releasing it early so the shot blocker can't get it.
Picked that pass off beautifully, Tinashe Manawatū. Jets lead by 3. Dempster, corner. Underneath, Inwood, eventually to Crate. Oh, that was halfway down.
But a much better look, because they had penetration first off the dribble, then the pass. That collapsed the defense and gave Crate a bit of space outside to shoot it, but it didn't drop that time either. 1 for 7 from deep for the Giants.
Pallacanestro now, Collins to set the screen. Pallacanestro goes it alone, front of the iron. Oh, big to Toko Wynyard. Manawatū. Couple of massive chances there for the Jets.
Massive chances from the big fella, but they can't make it count. The Giants look good in transition, though.
Inwood on the drive, and in it goes.
A really clever pass to come back there by Cohen Williams. He gets it out, but he throws it right back to Inwood, who then has that driving lane because of the quick return of the ball. Nice offense by the G-men.
First basket of this second quarter for the Giants. Pallacanestro slapped away by Lockie Crate.
Crate has been lining up some of those shots on the glass. Fantastic explosion he has off 2 feet. Even that one just standing there, still able to pin it up off the glass. And now the shot blocker is out of the game momentarily. Take another look at it. Smack that bad boy.
Yeah, nice, wasn't it? Straight in. Pallacanestro for 3. Rare miss for him.
Sam Dempster controlling the rebounds there.
Cooper Adams, oh, tough pass, picked off. Collins, oh, Dempster got a hand on it.
Everybody's touching a little bit of the ball.
And at the other end, rising up was Crowley Napier. Put that one all the way over the top. Some sloppiness at both ends at the moment between these two. Jets stay in the zone. Cohen Williams can hit a 3, that one deep. And the big fella, Collins, to the other big fella, Wynyard.
Well, that's ambitious. Tossing it out to Wynyard out there on the break. Deion Collins, I think fortunate that one worked out so far.
Crowley Napier can hit 3s. They've missed a few from outside, the Jets.
Crushing the offensive glass. He's been Totoko.
One of the best rebounders in this competition, big Wynyard. And at the moment, it's just the little things they're not getting right. In fact, probably both teams, Casey, just not hitting the mark at the moment. It is a little bit earlier on a Sunday afternoon.
And you are kind of in that in-between range. You can't really have a shoot-around this morning, so most guys got to the gym a little early to get their touch in. But it's not quite the same as a normal game day.
Except for Tinashe.
He sings the strings on that one. He's up to 7 points now, equal leading scorer in the game with Tyson Pallacanestro.
Both teams have their BNZ player timeout alive. Oh, late call there on Tyson Pallacanestro.
Right. From this angle, looked like he might have got it cleanly. but the officiating crew disagrees. Just a little bit too much contact, knocking that ball into the hand of Wynyard. This 4-point lead now, a chance for the Giants to come a little bit closer.
Both teams huddling up there. I do like the fact that Dion Collins decided to join the Giants huddle. That was nice.
If you're gonna have it, I'm allowed to go in there.
Some gamesmanship. Jones, how sweet is that?
Good ball movement, really nice quick reversal to the corner there, enabling Hayden Jones to get that shot off cleanly.
And they closed to within a couple. That was a deep two by the looks of it. There he is, Hayden Jones, son of a gun, of course, Phil Jones. But this young man carving out his own path. He's headed to big things in the US collegiate system.
Not too far from now. Giants do not have him or Lucky Crate for too much longer this season. Going to leave a bit of a hole in their Rapid League and NZNBL lineups.
World champs coming up for those young men as well. Step back. Oh, Tinashe Manawatū.
Feeling good, talking to the crowd about it as well, but the Giants have 9 seconds to respond.
Let's see what they can do here. Hayden Jones. Underneath Dempster, corner, Chamberlain, late, the little pump fake, or the double pump, I should say, on the shot, doesn't come off. And that'll do us for the opening half here this afternoon in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. Had that long delay in the first quarter due to a rim that needed to be fixed up. But the Jets own the second quarter, Casey. They lead by 5.
Yeah, they were able to come out and get things going in that second quarter, holding the Giants to just 4 points overall after a 10-point opener. Take a look at the highlights, and there were a few right off the jump ball. The Jets were going inside, outside. Thought of Baese getting the bucket. Tinashe Manawatū getting the mid-range as well. Hayden Jones finding a little bit of activity, taking advantage of the size, but that Giants offensive pressure wouldn't stop. There we had the dunk that stopped time as Lucky Crate got up on the baseline and gave everybody a break for, 5 to 12 minutes after that. And on the replay, the Jets were the recipients of the good luck. Although the Giants came out, got a couple of buckets, from that point on, it was all Jets driving down the N1 for Baese. Returned on the other side, but then Manawatū got hot late and gave the Jets that 5-point lead at the interim break.
And he leads the way, Casey. The Chemist Warehouse stats to halftime. This is what the two teams are doing. Look at that 3-point shooting. That's a standout as well.
And that's the big step that I'm looking at. 1 for 9. The Giants, a much better shooting team than that. If they could hit 2 or 3 more, it's a vastly different game. But as it is, the Jets doing a nice job, especially in that zone, of controlling the interior, but getting out onto the perimeter and challenging shots without giving up driving lanes.
Manawatū, game-high scorer, 10 at the moment. Here's a familiar face to the Jets fans. Yeah, Liam Judd, of course, a former Jet, back in the house today.
And did a lot of good work in the community. Was he here? Coached a lot of kids through a lot of programs, so had many ties. Cal McRae, a few ties as well.
Another young man from Palmerston North, of course. There is a lot of familiar faces here today. Jets and the Giants, NZNBL this afternoon, coming your way from 1:30 p.m. right here. Your home of basketball, Sky Sports. Second half underway in this Sky Broadband Rapid League game. Jets lead it by 5. I did say coming in, they're a sneaky chance. They're in form. What do they start with here? Hapungo looking down low and missing Wynyard.
Wrong angle. Always throw high to the bigs. Not down low. They can't get out to it.
Crate. Dempster. Sends it back out to Lucky Crate on the drive. Strong stuff.
Lucky Crate's really just developing as a penetrator. He's got excellent athleticism. Could always get up off the hardwood. But now with that ball in hand, a little bit shiftier, growing in confidence in that 3-point shot. These are things that he hoped to go down to Nelson and work on as he gets ready for that next level of basketball in his career. The wins haven't been there. I think if you would have told him at the start of the season when he was swapping over that one of those teams was going to be 7-4 and the other was going to be 1-8, it would have been a bit confused look on his face when you told him which ones.
Yeah, I think he'd be as confused as many others out there as well. Jets having a wonderful season in the NZNBL. Could go to 8-4 today. Let's not forget they had only 1 win last season. Manawatū Mungo puts it down low for Wynyard. Good play, Jets.
Just great post-ups. Toko Wynyard getting down low, putting himself right under the basket for the finish.
That margin back to 5. Pull up. Oh, and a foul late there. It's going to put Jones to the Chemist Warehouse.
Well, I appreciate the contest, but just needs to do so without fouling. Jones gets to a spot. He loves that, coming off that one dribble pull-up right to that 17-foot range around the elbow. But you see that space close right into the arm. Easy whistle. Wynyard to the bench. Collins checks in for him. And now a chance for the Giants. A smaller lineup with Wynyard out of the game. Wynyard's been the big key, I think, for this Jets team. His offensive rebounding, his presence down low. Without him, see if the Giants don't feel a bit more comfortable getting into the paint and attacking that rim off the dribble.
You mentioned Hayden Jones and Lockie Crate headed off to the US collegiate system soon. And of course, we can't forget the Junior Tall Blacks World Championships coming up. The under-17s finished 4th in the world last year, and now so many of those same players will be headed to the next World Championships for the Junior Tall Blacks. Exciting times ahead.
Well, just a missed pass there as Crowley gets into the teeth of the defense, but just a little bit aggressive on that one. Want to come to a jump stop, draw that defense, and look for an easy one. If you do drop it down to Manawatū on the baseline, not a lot he can do it against the tall timber inside.
Inward. Chamberlain now to Jones. Crate wants it down low on Manawatū. Goes up against Hapungo, who just stepped in with his body.
And what I liked about that possession by Crate there was he refused to let a guard defend him. He said, oh, if you're going to put him on me down here, I'm just going to get in front, get the catch, and attack the basket. So often you see players get a little bit confused when they get that smaller player on them. They let him front or they look for the high-low. But when you've got that much of a size advantage on another player, you have to enforce your will on them. You have to go out and be aggressive to get the basketball. Crate does so, misses the first from the Chemist Warehouse, but a chance to cut it to a one-possession ball game here.
And he does bring it down by 1. I've seen this a few times this season with the Giants. They're tested for 2.5 quarters, and then they explode. Can the Jets hang on? That'll help Dion Collins.
Penetration just too deep there, all the way into the teeth of the defense, allowing Collins to get to that dunker spot and finish with the layup.
Hayden Jones. Dempster was trying to clear some space for him. Inside, Inward over Manawatū on the turnaround.
Really nice catch by Aston Inwood. Nice look by Jones. I didn't think it was going to get through, but Inwood, he chases after the basketball and gets it out of the zone.
One of the most reliable players.
I don't know about that call.
Yeah, certainly Crowley Napier made that look a lot
He threw the head back.
Worse than what it was. Just getting back to Aston Inwood, one of the most reliable players in the competition as well. He just never gives anything less than 100%.
Well, he's out there working at all times. Of course, you talk to Coach Mike Fitchin about him. He's got nothing but positive things to say. Loves the work rate, loves the effort. What he doesn't love is where his team is sitting on the ladder right now.
No, not in the Cells NBL, that's for sure. Just saw Mike Fitchin watching on. He'll be pacing the sidelines soon enough this afternoon. One of the most animated coaches in the competition. Jones underneath. Hapungo.
Nice pass by Collins.
Sorry, Collins, I should say.
Yeah,
yep.
Catching that, drawing multiple defenders, and then dropping it off with an easy finish.
Short shot at the other end for the Giants. Look at Manawatū wanting to run. Just holding firm at the moment, the Jets. Manawatū, 2 feet in the paint, sends it out. Crowley Napier, here he is, the sharpshooter, closed down by Chamberlain. Shot clock at 8, fires over the top.
He just forced that one a little bit. Might have wanted to get that one through hands, especially against a defense not set.
Great, Hapungo got a hand on that.
Nice defense there in transition, playing physically, but able to do so without fouling.
Tata Paese, 7 points in the game. Haven't seen a lot of him in this second half. Fires over Dempster for 3.
Feels better about that one now. Matches Manawatū on 10 points, equal lead scorers in the ball game.
And just like that, they're out to an 8-point margin. Feeling it. The force is with them this afternoon, Case. Dempster to answer 3 of his own.
Comes back with a bit of feeling on his own side. It does Sam Dempster. And here's that trap again. It's gotten to the Jets a couple of times today. Fortunate to get that in late.
Dying seconds of this third quarter. Sky Broadband Rapid League. Always fun, always fast-paced. Tarapayese. Shut down by Jones. Collins copped a chest inside.
Not a bad foul, though. On the catch before the shot goes up. 2.5 seconds left. Not in the bonus yet, so it's the ball. Going to be ball on the baseline.
You were mentioning to me pre-game, Casey, we were looking through the players and some of the stats, and Dion Collins in the Cells NBL this season.
He is shooting a ridiculous percentage. They're going to have to get cut out to
Did you say 13 of 15 he's made?
13 of 15.
Field goals.
87% on field goals. What a steal by Inwood to finish the quarter.
And a chance on the buzzer. A little bit too deep on that. So 3 down, 1 to go this afternoon in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. And these Jets, they are hanging tough against the top of the table Giants. They lead by 8.
Well, they've come out with a lot of pace offensively. The Giants did a nice job of working their way back in that quarter after that soft 4-point explosion in the second. Even that one out, 9 points apiece. Maybe they built up a little bit of hunger. If they're hungry, they can get into that large 5 Boroughs pizza. Online code SalSlamDunk25 or use that QR code. And Justin Nelson, what are the 5 boroughs?
I'm going to go with Queens.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Long Island. No, Brooklyn.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to go with Manhattan.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with... oh, it's a good question, Casey. What have I got so far? 3?
You got 3. You got two to go. I'll give you a hint. The Yankees are the Bronx.
Oh, of course, the Bronx.
Yeah, there's 4.
How did I forget the Bronx? What is going on?
The 5th one's always the toughest.
Staten Island.
There you go.
Hey! All right. Back in the good books with Casey Frank this afternoon. Just where I want to be. 1 quarter to play here. Jets by 8. In fact, we've just had a score correction. Can I change that? They lead by 5. 28-23 showing here in the stadium. So we have had a change there. I'm just trying to think where the miss was. But Mike Fitchett at the buzzer at 3/4 time came straight to the score bench, and he either had a case to prove or he's bluffed them and got an extra 3 points.
Either way, great coaching.
There you go, 28-23. So it's a 5-point margin. The master tactician.
We got to let these coaches know when they're going on screen.
Rightio, we'll get that score ticker back up for you shortly. We can tell you the Jets lead by 5, 28-23. There's Dempster on the move to start the last quarter. Sammy D.
Well, I like that penetration by Sam Dempster. Sees the bigger Wynyard on him and goes straight to a straight line penetration. But where's the help for the Jets? Somebody has to rotate over. They expect that to be Wynyard down the middle. Mendomenenzo on that weak side. And someone needs to step up and catch that penetration before it gets to the key.
So here is Sammy Dempster.
Makes the score 28-25. Can cut it to 2 with a make here at the Chemist Warehouse, and he does so.
Just having a look there at Sammy D. I thought he had a big scratch down his arm, but looks to be not that big after all. Certainly no blood, that's for sure. So score at the moment, 28-26. Jets lead by 2. Turn around, Manawatū
Travel
away. Yep.
Travel called, and you can see the disappointment emanating off Mendomenenzo there. The Giants doing a nice little comeback here in the 4th quarter. This is what they do. You mentioned it earlier,
yep.
Justin. They let the team hang around, and then down the stretch, they just execute you to death.
They are very, very good at it. Cohen Williams. Chair pulled out from underneath him by Manawatū. Crowley Napier gets up nice and strong against Sammy Dempster, who's called for the foul.
Well, good rim attack. Thought he had a decent look from outside, but he wanted to get to the cup. Take that catch there. Nice use of the up fake. Dempster, not a ton of contact, but there was contact aerially. Dempster certainly the lower ranked in that aerial battle.
Jets coming off a game where they scored 55 in this competition. If you're wondering about the highest ever score by a team in the Sky Broadband Rapid League, that belongs to the Rams. They scored 60 in a game last season.
The Rams are beating Shelfus lately with all this high scoring.
Well, they're loving it at the moment, the Rams fans, aren't they? Big winners last night in the Cells NBL.
There's that zone again for the Jets. Works well to just slow down the aggression of the Giants. They haven't really executed at their best against that zone today.
Pallacanestro, Manawatū. Nepia Crowley sends it into Collins. Inwood called for the foul on the arm.
Yeah, I feel the anguish from Inwood because he goes over the back. Look at this, his ball and ball there. He doesn't actually have the arm there.
Reckon it may have been that left arm wrapped around. Yep.
That's the one that the players never really feel. The one that's actually doing the fouling.
And the one that's closer to the barter card official as well on the baseline. Pallacanestro, tough shot.
It just gets to a spot and pulls right up. Nice patience to get there. Pallacanestro up to 12 points now, leading scorer in the ballgame.
And they're back out by 5. Inwood on the answer. Pallacanestro with the foul, and Aston Inwood, that hard-working man for the Giants.
Well, if I'm the Giants, I'm probably looking more for opportunities like this. Post up these guards. Pallacanestro and Manawatū, they just do not have the bone marrow to keep any of these Giants players from getting their way in the post. A lot of cross-matching because of switches on all balls and screen-aways. So I think there's some opportunity for the Giants to continue attacking in the post outside of the bigs, but with these guard mismatches.
Inwood can't convert from the Chemist Warehouse. He's got 6 points, 2 rebounds, and a steal so far this afternoon.
Giants shooting just 6 for 10 from the Chemist Warehouse stripe in this one.
Manawatū goes it alone, and Hayden Jones says, "I'll meet you at the rim, son."
That 6 for 10 on free throws is a bit surprising. We take a look at that replay. The foul did not happen. It was on the drive. But the free throw percentage for the Giants, first in the Rapid League at 75%, so a 4-day at the line, not helping those chances to get a win.
Shot clock at 6 here. Pallacanestro knows it. He's crafty. Keep an eye on him. One way, then the other. Step back, step around. That'll count. Doesn't hit anything, so shot clock violation in the end.
I love that defense by Crate. Yes, he left his feet, but he left his feet with limited time left on the shot clock, and he doesn't leap forward, he just leaps up. That enables him to continue playing defense without fouling. Now a 3-point deficit here for the Giants. Do they go for 3? Do they go for 2? I'd like to see something on the rim.
Still a long way to go in this game, 1:45. Both teams have their B&Z player timeout alive. Jones to Crate, loves a 3. That one bang on target.
Oh, that's
a bit short.
Really nice accuracy, but just did not have the strength. Nice unselfish play, good quick shot, but the Giants still where they are, need another stop to get back in it.
Dempster chasing Manawatū. Pallacanestro quickly shut down by Lockie Crate. Sends it to Collins. Kapungo back to Collins. To an attacking Pallacanestro.
Nice cut by Paese to make himself available on that one, but unable to get the layup.
Jones in traffic now. That is good.
That's just good strength. And Hayden Jones just gives him a look and smiles and laughs at him as Deion Collins flips out on the call. Nice step through. I think that's a foul. I don't think there's any question about it. Well out of position. He's leaning forward. Not sure what he's complaining about. But certainly barking up the wrong tree there. Nice footwork, Hayden Jones, the step through, exactly what you want, and a chance here to tie it on the free throw.
And that looked deep right off the hand, didn't it? They'll get it back here, the Giants, for mine. So the score is 31-30, Jets by 1, and the Giants do get it back.
Giants now 55% from the Chemist Warehouse stripe, 6 for 11. In a 1-point game, they've left 5 points on the board.
Let's not forget the Jets, I think, have lost 3 games in this competition by 1 point as well.
That's going to be shooting for Sam Dempster on that foul.
And Sammy D is a very good free throw shooter as well.
He might be responsible for.
So Sam Dempster will go to the Chemist Warehouse stripe here.
Big free throws here. Down 1, a minute left. Doesn't get clutcher than this. for Sammy D.
Puts the first one down, ties it up, 21 apiece. Sorry, 31 apiece. And a chance to go ahead by one here, the Giants. Dempster converts. Giants lead by one, 32-31. Giants up by one. 1 minute to play in this Sky Broadband Rapid League game.
I believe this is the first time they've been down today, so how do the Jets respond? Nice defense from Jones at the point of attack.
Unfortunately for the Jets, they are the kings this season at losing games by one. Happened a few times. Manawatū keeps the dribble alive, sends it to the corner. Crowley, Napier, so close.
Really good look, a nice find by Manawatū in the corner. But now they got to get a stop to keep themselves in it.
All on the line. Oh, just coming in late to Tache Manawatū.
Well, you mentioned that they're losing games late, and it's mistakes like that that'll cost you games late. A foul way out beyond, you gamble, get yourself out of position, and foul a really good free throw shooter who just hit two. Sammy D back to the Chemist Warehouse stripe with a chance to stretch the lead to 3.
Oh, he's missed that one. That's a rare miss for Sammy D. Shoots at 90% from the free throw line.
Well, he did.
He did, you're right. Nails that one, Giants by 2. BNZ player timeouts alive, but we still do have 29.6 to play.
That's the important free throw. At least it's a full possession bucket now. They can keep him off the free throw line, three-point line. They've got a chance to come back and win it.
How do the Jets respond? Tanapayese closely guarded by Crate. Oh, the defense terrific from the Giants.
A nice pullback by Inwood. He understands what the clock's at. Nice foul by Dion Collins. A little bit, some words there between Tanapayese and Hayden Jones.
Watch the defense here. Inwood, Jones, Crate. Watch Inwood come up here. There's the hand right there.
Well, the issue started when Manawatū picked up his dribble, had no options, looking for the handoff. Jones really jumped that passing lane early. Inwood jumps that passing lane late.
So Jones to head to the Chemist Warehouse for 2. And right now, Casey, it looks like the Giants are going to win this game from the stripe.
Well, that's been when they've been getting their buckets here in the fourth quarter, but this could also be where they lose the game from the stripe. They are now 9 for 16. They've left 7 points on the board. Remember, coming into the game, they were first in Rapid League in free throw shooting.
Oh, Inwood.
Another offensive rebound on a missed free throw.
And they're going to go back to the stripe again, the Giants.
Well, the Jets had no choice but to foul there. In some ways, you wonder, maybe you should get in Totoko Wynyard in here to get this rebound, secure it, because the Giants haven't been hitting free throws, but what they haven't been doing is getting the offensive rebound afterwards.
Well, we've been singing the praises of Aston Inwood this afternoon through this game, and just his work rate and what he does for his team. That was an example of it there, Case.
And by the way, Wynyard can't come back in the game because he's fouled out.
Fouled out?
For me.
Gee, that's a tough thing to do in this competition. Well, 1 of 2 made there. In fact, 2 of 2 made there.
That makes it a 4-point ball game, and all but ices it. And the only thing the Giants really don't want to do is foul a 3-point shooter now. Well, you spoke about the Giants winning the game at the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Well, that's due to 13 fouls being whistled on the Manawatū Jets.
Yep.
That's 13 fouls in 16 minutes, by the way.
That's a pretty impressive rate. BNZ player timeout. And the ball will advance here for the Jets. As you said, Casey, just keep away from fouling here, especially on anything deep. Jets with the work to do. Good crowd building up here for the Sal's NBL this afternoon. Manawatū. Clock down to 6 to 5. He'll go inside for 2. Takes it now. They've got a foul straight away.
Go up the top. It's wide open. Could have got Crate for a fast break dunk, but Sam Dempster makes the smart play. Gets it into Jones.
Well, I reckon maybe what the Jets said there in that BNZ player timeout is if we can get a 2, don't be afraid to take it, because if there's one area the Giants are actually struggling from, it's the line. But remember, the Jets will not have a BNZ player timeout to use here. 1.9 on the clock. Yeah. Sorry, 2.2.
And that's going to be the issue. So if you are Jones, You hit this first one. I'm probably going to just try and miss the second, personally, because that just gives 2.2 seconds to get it up. And there we see it. 3-point difference now. Going to take a miracle to make it. But if he makes it, that pretty much ends it too.
Can't go to the BNZ player timeout. In and out. They're going to go long. Collins knows it. And that'll do us. So some delays early in this game. Once we got going, once it fired up, the Giants, top of the table in the Sky Broadband Rapid League, withstood the early run of the Jets, and they came home strong for a 3-point win.
And take a look at the stats. Better shooting from the Jets, from the field, and from deep, and from the free throw line. But in the end, it was the fouls that did them in, and a solid job on the glass by the Giants enabled them to come from behind and claim the 3-point Rapid League victory to stay on top of the ladder.
So a good one for the Giants this afternoon. Another close loss for Tim McTamney and his Jets Rapid team. Sal's NBL coming your way shortly between the Jets and the Giants Sunday afternoon. Hello and welcome to Fly Palmy Arena this afternoon. Sal's NBL. Property brokers Manawatū Jets in form. They're up against the NBS Nelson Giants. Great to have you with us. Week 8 of season 2025. The crowd are out in force as they always are. The green is on. More importantly, may the 4th be with you, and may the 4th be with one of these two teams this afternoon. The Giants have won one of their last 5. The Jets have only lost one of their last 5. And in fact, if the Jets get home today, it is their 5th straight win. I cannot remember the last time that happened. The man with the saber in his hands at the moment is Casey Frank. May the 4th be with you. Good afternoon.
To be fair, I've always thought of myself as more of a Han Solo type.
Oh, hello.
But I'll go Jedi styles for you, Justin. Always a pleasure to be here. May the 4th be with you, and we're going to have a fantastic battle. It's going to be slightly delayed to the fans at home. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of a delay in the Sky Broadband Rapid League that set things back a few minutes. So we're about 16 minutes away from game time, which is a bit more than the standard 8 minutes that we would normally be tipping off from now.
Yeah, we did have a break earlier to fix a ring after a thunderous Lockie Crate dunk. The Giants getting home 36-33 in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. Well, we can see that the fans at the moment, through that mixandpick.com poll that we just had on screen, they're headed the way of the Jets this afternoon, and for good reason as well. This is a team in some serious form, Case.
Well, they're playing very well. Fantastic offensively in particular. That's been the key for them this season. They are scoring the basketball better than just about anybody, and no surprise, they've got the 3rd and 4th leading scorers in the competition in Corey Webster and Miles Gibson, both averaging over 24 points per game. Dante Russo-Nance averaging over 20. It's just been great perimeter scoring for this club, but they're coming up against the interior strength of a new-look Giants unit. So it's going to be strength against strength. Which one's going to win out?
Well, I'll give you some stats on the Jets and just how good they are going at the moment. They're number 2 in the league for points scored per game at 101. They sit only behind the Rams. They rank 3rd in the league for rebounds, 2nd in the competition for offensive rebounds, number 1 for steals, number 1 for second chance points. They have the lowest turnovers per game in the competition, and points in the paint, they're in the top 4. When we talk serious form, they've won their last 4. It could be win number 5 in a row today. They could come out of this afternoon heading into the international break, I should say. 8 wins and 4 losses. This is an organisation that celebrated 1 victory last season.
What a turnaround. What a turnaround indeed. Started with signings such as Dante Russo-Nance and Corey Webster. Of course, the head coach, Tony Webster, coming aboard as well. But Corey Webster, I mean, take a second to just talk about his game. It's aged like a fine wine, and still impeccable footwork. Creates space better than anyone else in this competition off the dribble. And this is a team that doesn't depend on the 3, but does depend on the mid-range. Both himself and Dante Russo-Nance like those 1 dribbles, and it's the areas that most teams aren't used to defending.
Well, barely a week goes by in the Sal's NBL where there isn't something to talk about. It's been a busy one in week 8. We go back to Tuesday, that postponed game between the Panthers and the Rams. More to play out there in the days ahead. Tuatara got home over the Nuggets. The Nuggets on a northern double. They went down to the Bulls as well. How about the Hawks? Luka Yates with the buzzer beater.
Can we talk about that game just for a moment? For anybody who didn't see, it was take the lead, take the lead, take the lead, down the stretch, back and forth they went. A little bit of controversy. Might have been some feet on the 3-point line, but it matters not to the Hawks fans who saw another buzzer beater. I mean, there's been no place that the buzzer beaters have felt more comfortable than in Taradale the last few seasons.
Every year for the last 3 or 4, we've had a buzzer beater there. And then, of course, yesterday, big day in the Sal's NBL. The Saints bounced back with a win against the Airs. And I reckon the Sharks felt like they were in the game against the Rams for the first 15 to 18 minutes, and then that Rams onslaught was just simply superb.
They just played a very good basketball. Got to be honest, I didn't watch a ton of it after the 2nd quarter because I could see the way that one was going. But that really appreciated that Saints-Airs game. The favorite thing that I had in that Saints game was Shea Illy guarding Harry Froling in the post. Not in a cross match, but in the huddle saying, I'll take him, and guarding him for the majority of that second half. And that's where that Saints team came right.
Well, here's the ladder at the moment in the Sal's NBL. Rams flying high. They have scored 259 points in their last 2 games. Quite extraordinary. Saints sit in second. There's the Bulls. The Jets are a top 4 team, ladies and gentlemen, and they could continue to cement their place there this afternoon. Hawks sitting in 6th. But as we flip the page here, that log jam is just so tight.
And they're not too far out of the mix in terms of finals appearances. The Otago Nuggets, they're right there on that cusp where if they don't start winning games in bunches right now, they're going to be on the outside looking in. But the Sharks, the Phi, the Tuatara, certainly all in the mix still to chase the top 6 spot.
Right, tough question for you right now. I'm going to put you on the spot. Giants obviously need to win today, but can they still make it, yes or no?
I mean, are we talking in terms of mathematical possibilities or what I actually think?
What do you think?
I'm going to say no. Like you're looking at 9 games. They've got 13 games left. Most likely they're going to have to win 10 of those 13 just to give themselves a chance. That is too difficult an ask at this point in the season.
Well, they could start this afternoon. They badly need this one. They are coming in off their first win of the season. Let's not forget that. So they're going to carry that form. They've got a new look team with this man, Jeremy Combs, who had a standout game in that win last week against the Nuggets. Big Cal McRae's in the team now as well. In fact, let's have a look at the starters for the Giants here today. McNaught, Robinson, Combs, Judd and McRae. I mean, this is a very capable starting unit.
Just much better balance. They've got a true center now, a true power forward. Combs has really been an innings eater, can use a lot of usage. And now Alex Robinson, he's got players to pass to. He's more of a facilitator than he is a scorer. Now he's got some options to hit around. Liam Judd's a guy, I still think that Robinson can get his production up a little bit. But for the Giants, really, a lot of it depends on Alex McNaught and that jump shot. When he's not shooting the ball with any confidence, teams sag off and it becomes so much more difficult for them to score in the half court.
Well, Jeremy Combs came into this team last week. They had some misses so far this season with imports, but they are starting to right the ship, the NBS Nelson Giants. And Combs was fantastic against the Nuggets.
Just exactly what they needed, that low post presence with a score. Not just a big guy, but a guy who can score the basketball. Look at those numbers, 25 points, 11 rebounds, and what you love is the 5 assists, meaning he's still got that ability to draw doubles and find the man who's open out of it.
Well, you caught up with him just before this afternoon's game, Casey. Let's check in now and meet and greet Jeremy Combs.
Jeremy, coming into today's game, playing against the Jets, one of the more powerful offenses in the competition with Corey Webster and Miles Gibson leading the scoring. How can you slow down that efficiency to give the Giants a good chance in this one?
They got a really good team, really good guards, but it's going to be a team effort today. And if we all play together, I think we can get the job done.
Speaking of getting the job done, the first win for the season, last time out for the Giants, a big step forward. But the key coming into this one is how can the Giants replicate that? What's the plan to get that kind of efficiency once again?
I think it's just all about energy. We come out with good energy and set the tone from the beginning. I think we got a good chance to win.
So there he is, Jeremy Combs. Let's turn our attention now to the team in green, the mighty Green Machine, and the fans are out in full force this afternoon to see the Stars from Palmerston North. There's one of them, Miles Gibson. He's been in some form, but just all round, this team is playing with pure joy right now.
And why not? This is a different world from a season ago, and even the last few seasons. To be able to come out, the town is behind them, the crowds are packing things out, and this is a team that fancies their chances against anyone, and that's because they can score the basketball with anybody on the court. Their defense has been up and down, but there is no one in this league that they don't think they can fill it up with. Game after game, they've proven that to be the case.
Well, they did make a move to their starting unit not that long ago. Well, there's Kenny Goins, the big centre. He'll start today. Isaac Miller-Jose, the young Kiwi, came into this team, into the starting lineup, and since replacing Eric Williams Jr. in the starting lineup, this man here, Isaac Miller-Jose, they haven't lost a game.
Well, it's just giving them some better positional stability. Eric Williams Jr. is more of the size of a guard, can play big because of his athleticism. But Miller-Jose, I think, especially the way that he plays the game, he doesn't care about the buckets. He's out there trying to just keep things moving, attack the rim as a big, but they needed that size. They needed that positional stability at the 4 spot. And now him and Kenny Goins are a nice partnership in there, but it's going to be a big test today against the big lumber of that Nelson Giants front line.
Well, this is how they'll start. Miller, Jose, Webster, Gibson, Russo, Nance, and Goins. Let's go and catch up now with Miles Gibson, who really is exploding this season. He's a prolific scorer, and he's playing a great role. In fact, just have a look for Miles Gibson here. Have a look at his stats here, Casey. What I like about Miles Gibson is everyone talks to Corey Webster and what he does. But this man, I say he's flying under the radar. I don't think he is anymore.
But he is. I think he's the third man on the scouting report. They're worried about Dante Russo, Nance with ball in hand, worried about Corey Webster. And it's Miles Gibson on that second side who's taking advantage of defenses that are shifted to those ball handlers and making them be punished time and time again. He keeps on producing when they need it most.
Well, you chatted to him earlier today, Casey. Here's Miles Gibson.
Miles, coming into this game, you're having this fantastic season scoring the ball. And word was you've got a little bit more of a green light to shoot that rock. How's it been to get that bit of freedom and just have a little bit more of an expansion of your game, despite the fact that you were able to shoot it pretty well before?
It feels good. I mean, the coaches and my teammates give me the confidence to go out there and do what I do. But just working out, playing with the guys and practice, getting us shots, that will help me this year for sure.
And speaking of your scoring prowess, you know, not the first option in this team. That's Dante Russo Nance and Corey Webster with the ball in hand quite often. But you've been really effective, especially off that second side. What's been the key to that kind of effectiveness this season?
I mean, basically just staying ready, staying hands up, staying ready. But like I said before, just the confidence that the teammates and Corey and Dante and everybody gives us, I mean, we are going to thrive pretty much.
Well, tasty matchup coming up between the Jets and the Giants, and I'm going to particularly be interested to keep an eye on Gibson and Combs. That's our Chemist Warehouse player head-to-head.
Yeah, these players aren't going to guard each other a ton, but their stats are very similar. Do excellent work on the glass and lifting that scoring up above 20% or 20 points per game. The only big difference is that free throw shooting. 89% for Miles Gibson, another reason he's been able to keep that scoreboard ticking along. Jeremy Combs hasn't had quite as much time in the country, so I'd expect that 70% to keep rising.
Let's have a look at our Chemist Warehouse team head-to-head for this one. And, of course, the Jets are in form. Have a look at this.
Well, look at the differences in, of course, the last 5 games. That 1-4, actually an improvement for the Giants. They got a dub in there. Points per game, the Jets are putting it on people, triple digits all season long. The Giants just don't have that level of offense in them yet. Points in the paint relatively similar, but an also key three-point percentage relatively similar. This Jets team is not a team that kills you from deep. They kill you from the mid-range, they kill you in transition, and those are 2 areas that the Giants are going to have to be very careful to defend.
They are the #1 team in the competition. When they force a turnover, they score, and they score big. And this man has been a big part of that this season. Defensively, really good. And he can explode and not only deliver points, Dante Russo Nance, Casey, but he's really become a fantastic reader of the court, sees where his teammates are, knows where to distribute, and knows where to get a result.
Yeah, he's got a basketball mind that's well above his age and years. He's still just, I believe, 21 years old now. He burst onto the scene 5-6 years ago with the Tuatara. Might have been the Huskies at the time,
yeah,
when he first jumped on. But fantastic mid-range guard. Unsurprisingly, plays a lot like Corey Webster. He basically calls one of his brothers. He calls Tony Webster his uncle. You know, these are guys who he emulated his game of coming up. And it's most importantly, above all else, it's nice to see him healthy this year. Because if he's a healthy player, he's always going to be a 20-point scorer in this league. And I think has a talent to be a 20-point guard in the Australian NBL as well.
Well, let's go and spend some time now with Dante Russo Nance, one of the young stars of the Sal's NBL.
Dante coming into today's game against a replenished Giants team coming off their first win, but a lot of size that's new to the lineup. How can the Jets hope to combat that being a little bit smaller than the opposition today?
One of our main things is just boxing out, so I feel like if we can box out and keep them off the boards, that'll be one of the big things for us. And then also just kind of walling up without fouling. They're big, much bigger than us, so just kind of being able to contain them without fouling.
And that's speaking to the defensive side of things, but on the offensive end, Jets have been one of the most powerful offenses in the competition. Yourself, Corey Webster, Miles Gibson, all playing really well. What's the key to having that kind of balance and that attacking mentality that the Jets come out with every day?
Yeah, we have 5 guys on the court that can score at any time, so just finding the right shot, making the right play, and playing for each other.
Mature young man, Casey, what is he, 20 still?
20, 21, right in that mix down there. I remember, I do remember him. I used to play on a couple of teams with his dad, like in social league type stuff. And I would remember his dad, Sean Nance, would come to the game, and there would always be Dante on the sideline working those dribble drills, crossovers, had an unbelievable handle before the age. To the point I went to Sean when I had kids, I said, hey, what is it you did with Dante? Because I want to try and emulate that skill set.
He's a star. Look out for him this afternoon. Hey, trade window starts tomorrow. That's going to be a topic for discussion over the next week. We'll wait and see if any players move teams through this international break. There's a lot of chatter amongst GMs at the moment.
As there should be, because I think one thing everybody realizes is they're not quite where they need to be at the end of the season, possibly with the exception of the Rams. But going forward, I think every team in this competition could use a little bit of a lift in one place or another. Now, the question is, can you convince somebody else to play that game with you and get in that trading table?
And don't forget, during the trade window over the next week, it also includes trade and signs, and there's a lot of players that have been mentioned there. Jordan Nartai, Jordan Hunt, Zach Riley. If any team signs one of those players, they must immediately trade them. It's a sign and trade.
I think there's Isaac Davidson floating around as well. So there's a lot of players who have starting quality who could come out and help teams immensely. Going to be interesting to see if it happens as we take a look at the match officials. We've got Callum Welsh, Sampan on your screen, and Amy Jo Clark, number 3. This is the whistle puffers for today.
Rightio, been a big build-up for this one. Last game of week 8 ahead of the international window. There's the poll at the moment. Giants have 28%. Everybody else is with the Jets. Benny's up and about. Big crowd in attendance here at Fly Palmy Arena this afternoon. Jets on a hot streak. They've won their last 4. They take on the Giants, who come in off their first win of the season.
What strength is going to win out? Is going to be the size of the Giants on the interior? Can they control the glass and end penetration? Or will that mid-range game of the Jets find form in the half court and a bit of speed in transition against this bigger, slower lineup? One of these strengths is going to come ahead. Which one it's going to be is going to decide the winner of this ball game.
Love the fact the young fan there having the photo with the 2 centers just dropped the Molten and put his arms around the 2 players.
He knows what he's there for.
Oh, great to see. Rightio, here we go.
I hope he gets to keep that jumper. That's a winner.
Sal's NBL Sunday special. Jets in the green, Giants in the white. We are underway. Big tap from Miller Jose, but straight to McNord.
It almost looked like a little bit of a set they were trying to get into, but Kenny Goins unable to find it. Wonder if they go straight into McCray right off the bat. There's the front, so it's going to be tough to get him catches.
Goins with the job on McCray. Oh, here's Liam Judd getting up strong. He's got a lot of fans here in the building, being a former Jet. The first opportunity goes begging.
He just lost his footing before he exploded. Still got up on the rim, but unable to get that finish because he wasn't quite balanced.
Russo Nance wants Webster. McNaught with the job there. Corey Webster. Miller Jose. The pass was a soft one, landed right in the hands of McCray.
Yeah, I think McNaught might have got his hands on that to get that steal.
Combs straight to work and draws contact.
Oh, they're saying shots on that one. Looked to me like Combs was throwing it backwards on the pass before the whistle. The official Sampan calls it on the shots. Callum Welsh comes over to chat about it. Let's see what they say. I think it's going to stay on the floor. On the pass is the call. So it's going to go to the baseline. Take a look at it. He gets into the spot, has nowhere to go, and that is certainly a pass.
GJ Gardner-Holmes replay all over that one. Giants to bring it in, no score yet. Robinson catch and shoot.
He hasn't found that range from deep yet, but Alex Robinson in that mid-range looks so comfortable, and I love his penetrating abilities. I can't wait for him to really catch on with his teammates as he learns how to give him buckets as well.
Opening blow for the Giants. Right back at you, Corey Webster.
So easy. Just so easy for him. Just the 7-foot reach of McCray doesn't really matter to Webster. He always knows exactly how much space he has.
Here's one man who loves May the 4th. Bit of a Star Wars nerd, unable to put that away. Alex McNaught. Miller Jose.
Wow. McNaught just took a relative blow to the face from Miller Jose, and Miller Jose takes it up a level.
Well, Alex McNaught is back to his feet. Combs is off to the Chemist Warehouse.
How about Combs drawing 2 fouls already in a minute and a half? taking another look at this play in transition. There's the elbow, a little boot to the face. But how about Miller Jones afterwards coming for it? Could have been a couple of fouls out there. Could have been a foul on the shot as well. No whistles means we get this one through faster.
That is right on the edge of the beak as well, it should be said. That copped him flush, Alex McNaught. Oh, I love a bit of cells on a Sunday afternoon. Combs drains a couple from the Chemist Warehouse.
Nice start from the stripe for the Giants. The 4-2 lead after the Robinson jump turn and the Combs free throws.
Here's Miller Jose. Hands that off to Webster. Look at McNaught just digging in. Oh, copped another bank from Miller Jose and a third as well. Miller Jose.
On top of being a scorer, Corey Webster's a fantastic facilitator out of the ball. Isaac Miller Jose, the recipient of that one, just got to roll hard. And that man, Corey Webster, will find you.
Well, Miller Jose has just treated Alex McNaught like a pickleball.
That's what you get for going down low. You don't like with the big, stay out of the kitchen.
Cal McRae.
And this is my question. Who guards that man? He has too much size for this front line. There's nobody in the same weight class. They're going to try Deion Collins. They're going to bring him into the game now. But not only is he a big fella, but he's got that soft touch. Goes over to the left shoulder, still able to hit that jump shot. McRae sends the Giants to the Chemist Warehouse stripe once again.
Sitting here earlier today, Casey, just getting my notes together for the game, and Jets assistant coach Tim McTamney was sitting about 1.5 meters away from me, and big Cal McRae walked past Tim McTamney, and Coach McTamney said, "Oh, good to see you again, Cal. And you're still big."
Yeah, well, that's coaching. That's a scouting report. Well figured out. It's always good when the bigness doesn't leave you. Robinson.
Nice block there. Gibson gets it back, wide open three. Misses that to the right.
Giants doing a nice job defensively so far, really forcing the Giants into that second and third look, not the first one.
Robinson. Corner. Liam Judd loves this spot. Absolutely loves this spot at Palmy Arena.
I love this spot on this court in particular. Nice find on the cross-court pass by Robinson. A good quick release for the shot.
Goins. Giants by 5. Good start for the team from Nelson today. Gibson to the corner. Russo Nance. Oh, that rattled around. Collins is out there, unable to finish. And look at this, they're on the move now, the Giants.
Giants playing with a bit of confidence.
Judd inside McRae, nice hand Gibson.
The first quarter is this season has been the Jets' worst quarter all season long. That looks like a charge.
And it has been called that way.
Yeah, Dante Russo-Nance doesn't like the call, but Combs was set. He drops the shoulder into his chest, and Combs sells the contact as well. For a second, it looked like he was going to get away with it, but I think he was planted on the tracks too long for that not to be the call.
GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Here's another look at it. Dante Russo-Nance just lowers that arm right into the midriff of Jeremy Combs. And that's where the offensive foul came from. Russo-Nance not happy about it.
And I've had confirmation that Dante Russo-Nance has just turned 20.
There you go.
Still 20.
And another foul on the Jets here. Now,
well,
is this on Kenny Goins?
They're going to have to stop reacting like this. We're 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes into the game, and the Jets are acting like it's the fourth quarter, and they've been stormed out of it. Obviously, they don't like the way the whistle's going right now, but I can tell you, everybody attacking the officials, this is not going to end well for them.
Foul count is 5-0. Jets with 5 fouls. And Cal McRae is back to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. That's his first one from that spot this afternoon, 1 of 2. There is Tony Webster watching on. His opposite number, Mike Fitchett. And this is a nice start for the Giants.
Well, they've gotten to the Chemist Warehouse stripe with some good frequency. That's their 5th trip there already. And winning the battle on the glass. 5 fouls to 0 in this one, all on the Jets.
Russo-Nance has 2 of them. Webster, a miss. McRae, a rebound. Big fella brings it out to Combs, who puts it upstairs to Robinson.
If I'm the Jets, I might take a timeout. They're just getting a little discombobulated, especially in the transition defense.
13-4. Webster hounded. Nice pass inside to Collins. Liam Judd was right there, but hit the arm.
Well, they get the switch between McRae and Robinson, and Webster understands he just has to drop it to Collins. He's got that size. I like the effort by Judd to come over and get that foul. Don't give him the bucket early. First foul of the game for the Giants. Make him earn it at the Chemist Warehouse stripe. And of course, at the Chemist Warehouse stripe this year, every point matters because the Chemist Warehouse has teamed up with Basketball New Zealand and the Hoops and Schools program. And every time a team hits 225 free throws this season, a hoop will be installed somewhere in the country. Hawke's Bay Hawks, first team to top 200. So we're going to get one soon.
How good is that? Pressure's on the players in the Cells NBL. Hit your free throws, fellas.
That's the key. Got to get those freebies.
Couple there for the Jets. Margin back to 7. Really good start this afternoon by the Giants. Robinson from deep.
The Jets are staying compact. They're not going to worry about that shooting beyond the arc.
Webster has had a couple of looks. Gets the mismatch on McRae and straight over the top.
McRae's moving his feet well, but his hands are down. And if you don't wait to contest until late, that's too easy a viewpoint for Webster on the rim.
Jets fans love seeing Webster hit that basket. A miss from Combs. A couple of Jets raffling the rebound there.
Better defense this last few possessions and getting them freer on offense because of that transition ability.
Webster to Goins, wide open. Can't hit that, falls into the hands of Gibson. Around McRae, getting up off the glass. Oh, left it short.
Oh, that's a killer. Did all the work. Now the Giants in transition again.
McNaught to McRae.
Big mismatch down low. Can they get McRae the ball? Now that pass there, it's a tough angle to try and go with the mismatch straight down the line. You want to kick that to the wing. Easier angle to pass it in bounds for McRae to get that catch. The big fella heads to the bench, so the team's a little bit more evenly matched in the size. Might be a nod to the Jets right now.
Here's Webster. McNaught tracking him. Dempster's out there. Miller Joe setting a screen for Gibson. This is his spot, usually very good from there. Oh, ends up fortuitously with Williams Jr. and Miller Joe says thank you.
I thought there might have been some contact there for Liam Judd, who loses the basketball, but the Jets with a fortuitous bounce right back in the ballgame.
Robinson fires early.
I'd like to see some offense from the Jets. What they were doing earlier was getting that ball through hands, going side to side. The last few possessions, that has not been the case.
So Jets on a run here. Miller Jose has it knocked out of his hand by Dempster.
Foul called.
And in the end, it's on Robinson, who's coming from the side. So that'll put Isaac Miller Jose to the coloured stripe.
Early on, Giants leading the game, but I'm looking at a couple of things that make me think it's going to be tough to go. As we see that knock away, that's what gets Miller Jose to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. 10 rebounds to 5 right now in favor of the Jets. 3 of those offensive. The Giants, 5 total, not one on the offensive glass. They're going to have to find a way to really limit this Manawatū Jets offensive rebounding, because that's what's clawed their way back in this ballgame.
Miller Jose happy to split that one. Came into the game 20% from the foul line. So splits those 2. And drags it back by 1. Giants off to a nice start. Jets have steadied. Dempster pulls up the dribble. Nice hand, Williams Jr. Jets come up with it there. #1 in the competition for steals. Miller Jose to Collins. Oh, misses it all the way over the top. Robinson, hot pass. And in the end, it'll be Combs with the basket.
Beautiful find by Robinson, but then better finish by Combs, who doesn't give up on the play, is there to get the tip in because of it.
15-11, margin at 4. Webster takes contact from Creighton.
Yeah, that's contact you can get away with it when it's the body, but when your hands are up and making that contact, that's when you're not gonna be able to get away with that activity. Got a timeout to the Giants. They want to talk about things. The pace, I think, right now, favoring this Giant squad. The Jets will be looking to lift it just a bit moving forward.
Gee, they look a different team with Jeremy Combs and Cal McRae, don't they? First win of the season last week, but they're playing with confidence right now. Let's listen in and hear what Mike Fitchett has to say.
You're going to be up to touch drop, okay? We're both. Yeah, with whoever it is. Hey, cross. Liam, Lockie, JC, Sammy, A-Rob, over, hit. We got this back screen, boom. That's what we're looking for on that one, okay? Hey, if they come out and go zone, again, flow through. Sammy playing with Liam Judd, A-Rob, Lockie Cray, JC, you're on the rim, handoff. Sammy's wheeling under, catch it back, go screen. Remember, they're going to go under. You've got use it, or you've got Liam Judd standing here for a wide open three ball.
Always good to listen in to Giants coach Mike Fitchett. There's the instructions. They've had a good start this afternoon. Speaking of good things in the Cells NBL, the large 5 boroughs pizza. That's this week's special with thanks to Cells. In fact, it finishes tonight, so jump on board.
Get in.
Finish the week well with the large 5 boroughs.
Nothing better than a little pizza on a Friday night. Goes exceedingly well with hoops as well.
You know it is Sunday afternoon, by the way.
That's a good point. my interior calendar has been a bit discombobulated this week.
It has been a long week. Back underway, Miller Jose.
Well, I just love his rim attacks. Putting that ball on the floor, refusing to be kept away from the penetration, and just too much leaping ability for anyone at the rim to dissuade that finish.
Crate. Robinson now. Sends it over to Combs. Oh, look great off the hand, Jeremy Combs. He's been a wonderful addition to this team.
What a start, 7 points for him. He's done it on the floor. He's done it at the Chemist Warehouse stripe as well. Now he does it from deep.
Joined the Giants for the first time last week out of Japan. That's where he was playing. Miller Jose. He won't keep that one alive.
Well, he was fortunate to knock that out of the hands of Liam Judd, because that would have been a fast break opportunity for Jeremy Combs, who had leaked out after that penetration. Doesn't keep the possession, but he takes away what would have been a surefire fast break opportunity. A nice hand there by Craig, gets in there. And if Judd gets that, that's 2 points the other way.
Let's not forget, Jets ranked number 2 in the competition, points per game, 101. Right now, this Giants defense holding up. Webster, Goins, searching on Dempster. Great route, superb. Back to work, Dempster and Goins. Goins on the turnaround. Big rebound, Judd, and he's out.
Nice shot by Kenny Goins, got to the spot, but wasn't able to get that fadeaway.
Liam Judd, some space, closed down by Goins. Robinson on Williams, steps around and just lays it in.
Just so shifty. And that's against one of the premier athletes in the competition. But that little wiggle that Alex Robinson shows off, so difficult to defend.
And the margin at 7 now. Miles Gibson being kept well in this opening quarter. Judd, huge rebound. Robinson to go up on Webster. Can't finish. Good D by Webster in the end.
Robinson wanted the foul, but Webster is able to defend without that.
Pull up 3, Corey Webster.
just a timeliness of buckets. Feels like it might be getting away from the Jets. Not so long as that man's on the court. He hasn't had a lot of ball in hand, but he takes advantage when he does, up to 7 points now. On 4 shots, of which he's made 3.
And he's fouled there. Combs. Just big and strong, isn't he, Jeremy Combs?
I think the Giants could probably do a better job of taking advantage of these cross matches. This Jets team is very willing to switch. And when they do get one of those smaller guards on a player that's comfortable posting, I think they have to really try and work that out. Combs especially.
Already 2 of 2 from the stripe. That's his first miss. 7 points in the game in this opening quarter, Jeremy Combs. This one's good. 8 points in the opening quarter. He might take a break here. He will. Callum McRae stepping back onto the floor. Tony Webster just watching on pensively at the moment. start by the visitors. On a mission here this afternoon. Can they get 2 wins in a row? Can the Jets get 5 in a row? Miller-Jose gave up the shot, now bangs bodies with McRae. Probably should have taken the first option, Case.
Had it there, it doesn't feel comfortable, and McRae does a good job staying on his feet, not jumping for the fake.
Hayden Jones for 3.
I love it when he's aggressive offensively. I think he's got untapped potential on that side of the court, but he's got to get that self-belief about his scoring ability.
Foul called here against Alex McNaught.
McNaught being a little McNaughty. Got his hands caught in the cookie jar as he's trying to keep Corey Webster from finding some penetration. Corey Webster, good start for him, obviously. 7 points, 3 for 4 from the field, 2 boards and an assist.
Late chance here for the Jets. Williams Jr. Well, there should have been an earlier foul than that. The end one's going to be called, and I don't mind the whistle being put away momentarily, but Lockie Crate, 2 hands on there on the drive. There's the 2 hands.
Foul.
Yeah.
And there's the second foul. Williams, a really athletic guy. Key for Crate on that one is you want that Eric Williams Jr., you want him going to his left hand. Can't let him get to that right. That's where he's much more comfortable.
They need everything right now, the Jets. First one down from the Chemist Warehouse. Second one to miss. Oh, Coyne's got it to go again. Battle on the floor right now, and it's all locked up with 8.9. Whose ball is this? It might be the Jets. They're going to get another look.
Opening jump ball was taken by the Giants. So here's Goins and Dempster fighting for the basketball. Could have stayed with the Jets on the baseline. Nice tussle. Unfortunately for Giants fans, goes the way of the home team.
So if they can come up with something big, score's actually 24-17 at the moment. Gibson over the top, they add 2, it's 24-19.
Oh no!
And they're gonna get it back.
Oh my, just a really poor turnover there. Alex McNaught takes his eye off of the ball, 24-19 with 3.1 left. And the Jets, well, if I'm the Jets, I'm getting the ball in the hand of Corey Webster.
They were down by 8. They score a 3 here, it's 2. I mean, this is a huge shift in the game in the last, 8 seconds. Gibson to bring it in. 3 seconds, Miller-Jose, unlikely 3. Oh, back of the iron, that won't count. And that'll do us after 1 here this afternoon. Some late points for the Jets. The margin is at 5. Good start by the Giants. Got the captain down courtside with Case. Here's Sammy Dempster.
Sam, a couple of unfortunate possessions there to finish. How can the Giants do a better job of capitalizing on the lead they built in the second quarter?
Yeah, we just got to keep our energy up. We know energy is a big thing. They're a great team playing with great energy, so we got to be better than them. And yeah, those lapses were energy lapses, so we got to clean that up.
I appreciate the time. Let you get off to the huddle, and we'll be back with the second quarter with the Giants leading the Jets 24-19.
Welcome back to Fly Palmy Arena this afternoon. Giants with a good start. They're out by 5. Let's head straight down to the sidelines. Giants coach Mike Fitchett good enough to join us. Mike, some of the key tactics for the team today, no doubt talked about during the week, have come to fruition so far. Good start. What was the message at quarter time?
Rebound the basketball. I think they've got 6 offensive rebounds. So can we tidy that up? I mean, we've got a size advantage clearly. It's got to show through on the glass.
So when you've got that size advantage, how are you looking mostly to exploit it? Are you just wanting to toss it straight down into McRae like that? Or are you trying to get a cross switch first and then try and work out whoever's that secondary guarder?
To be honest, with the lineups out there, you guys have done it again. With the lineups out there, I think we can roll it straight in. Obviously, we want to get a little bit of an advantage with a cross screen or whatever it might be. Stay there, Lockie.
Well, then you get back to it, Fitch, before anything else bad happens.
Liam Judd, let's go.
Always good to catch up with our coaches. Appreciate your time, Mike. Oh, dear.
Well, one of these days, the coaches are going to blame the players in the court and not the commentators in the booth, but not today.
Jets back to within 2 off that three-pointer. Webster, look at McNaught, hands everywhere.
McNaught can make things difficult for Corey Webster, but he's still going to be able to find space as this game goes along.
Goins.
Better defensive rebound there. That's the real key for me for the Giants. They have to box out, take away those offensive rebounding opportunities. He was spot on. 6 offensive rebounds in that first quarter for the Jets.
Oh, Russo-Nance nearly stripped it away. McNaught to the corner. Dempster unable to convert. Some of the key Chemist Warehouse stats in that opening quarter. Case, what took your eye?
Well, first and foremost was the rebounds. 18 rebounds to 12 right now. 6 offensive rebounds to 1 in that opening term. Both teams doing a good job of not fouling too much, of taking care of the basketball, and of getting to the line. If there's one area I'd be a little concerned if I'm the Jets, it's just 2 for 7 from deep. Not a team that shoots the ball well, but probably more looks from deep than you normally get there. They've got a few more looks in that mid-range with most games. Giants doing a good job of forcing them out a few feet.
Great atmosphere in the hangar this afternoon. Jets searching for their 5th straight win. Miles Gibson turnaround.
Well, Miles Gibson had the strength advantage, but he goes for the fadeaway. When you've got that size, go to the bucket, try and get that whistle if you don't get the bucket.
He's 1 of 6 shooting so far this afternoon, Miles Gibson. Just the 2 points, averages 24 a game.
It feels like it's going to be one of those games when he gets 25 in the second half, though. He's had a few of those this season.
I saw him score 3.5 here a few weeks ago, ended with 31. McRae. Somehow Miller Jost missed him and he ran straight into Goins. Goins on the outlet. Here's the man we're talking about, Miles Gibson.
Oh, and I thought Liam Judd might have been able to time that up by the rim. He goes early, and Gibson, with the quick dunk, gets on the board. See if that doesn't get him loose.
And we're all tied up. McRae, 1 effort. The second one is fouled. Let's not forget, the Giants led this game by 8 points with, 10 seconds to play in the first quarter.
Held that lead, but that work's been done here in the second. There we saw an angry post-up from Cal McRae. Not getting the whistle and going with a little bit more oomph and enthusiasm that second time around. I'll tell you what, you don't want to see an angry big Cal McRae out there. That is a lot of man to try and keep away from the post.
Yeah, genuine 7-footer, isn't he? Well, we heard what Mike Fitchett had to say at quarter time. What do you think down the other end of the floor Tony Webster would have been saying to his team?
Well, I'd stick with the game plan. If I'm coaching Tony Webster, to me it's about let's speed it up. Let's get a little bit faster. In transition, let's go faster. In the half court, let's get that ball from side to side a little bit more. Right now, that defense is a little stagnant. That's where they can help on the rolls. If we get them moving, those penetrating lanes are going to open a bit wider for our team, because if I'm the Jets and I'm Tony Webster, I think I have the advantage in the athleticism category.
Cal McRae adds some more dollars with thanks to Chemist Warehouse to the Hoops and Schools program. He has 6 points and 6 rebounds. Giants back in front momentarily. Dante Russo-Nance.
He plays strong, man. He plays really strong. That little shoulder, he drops into the chest of Sammy D, knocks him back a few feet. But he does it well enough that he doesn't get that second offensive foul in the game. But I don't mind guards who play with that level of physicality. You're going to lose here and there, but the most part, that attacking guard gets the benefit of the doubt.
Real energy. This Jets team, they get the crowd involved as always, and they lead by 1.
That's their first lead of the ball game. What is the Giants' response? how can they come back into it? Because if the Jets get going, it could be a long afternoon.
Jets in this zone. McNaught. Dempster sets the screen. McRae wants it down low, gets it now. Inside, knocked out of the hands of Dempster. Oh, and I reckon they're going to keep it here.
Well, just 1.4 on the clock remaining, so they're going to have to get a shot in quickly. Jeremy Combs checks into the ball game for Sammy D. Let's see where they get this. Whoever touches it, they have to get that shot up quickly. And interestingly, it's not McNaught inbounding, it's Hayden Jones.
Well, this is key for me with Combs out there. Oh, turnover on the pass. Well, the Giants are up by 8 with Combs out there. He sat late in the first quarter. This is the first time we've seen him, and they're down by 1.
A few free rotations. Miles Gibson goes to the bench.
Giants 4 turnovers, Jets 3. Dante Russo-Nance, Webster now, Collins setting a screen, step back, Webster. That is a deep 2 on a step back. He makes it look effortless.
He creates so much space with his footwork. Just a little shove into the chest with the shoulder that enables him. And now another turnover. The Jets are going. Dante Russo-Nance with the flush. Jets up 5, and it is loud in here right now.
Back-to-back baskets.
They have not figured out this zone. They are really struggling against it.
And another turnover in the end. No. It's going to be a Giants ball.
Speculative passes for the Giants. They don't have these angles. They're hoping somebody's going to be there. I see no movement with speed and enthusiasm. You can't stand still against the zone. That's when the zone beats you. We have to have cutters. You have to move that ball. You have to get penetration of some sort.
From 8 down to 5 up. Combs. Jets come up with it.
Could be a timeout for the Giants if it's a made bucket for the Jets.
They're on a flyer. Russo-Nance elevates. Miller-Jose gets it back. They search again through the young man. Just turned 20. Gets it to Dion Collins. They score again. That's going to be a timeout to the Giants. And this Jets team, they have fired up the engines. Take your seats and strap yourself in. This is a team that is so fun to watch.
Well, what a start. 14-2 in the quarter. In the first 4 minutes and 7 seconds, they have lifted their intensity defensively despite falling back in a zone. The zone has actually enabled them to play with a bit more aggressiveness. And the Giants, I think because of that zone, have gotten really passive. Sitting on their back feet, they're not being aggressive, they're not out in passing lanes. The Jets have grabbed all the momentum in this one.
8 down to 7 up. Here's Tony Webster.
Sydney fronts to come from the weak side, steal that shit.
Exactly. Good. Hey.
Yep. It's McNaught trying to pressure all the way up the court. Bring your speed up to half court. Because then we're just going downhill.
All right, let's go.
Take your shit to double digits right now.
Get on the board. Get on the board.
That's on 3. 1, 2, 3.
It's a 17-2 run by the Jets. Official stats partner of the NZNBL, the Chemist Warehouse. Well, we went down into that timeout to listen to Tony Webster, and all we heard was Kenny Goins.
Well, look, T-Web's going to be a player's coach. He's going to let those players talk about what needs to be done in there. He sat down, said his piece, and the players talked about that. You heard what he wanted, rebounds. They're already doing an excellent job in that area. 21-14 on the glass right now. 7 offensive rebounds to 3. They've got 6 more shots than the Giants right now because of that proclivity on the offensive glass.
They're on a nice run, aren't they? McNaught. Look at Miller-Jose get up. Cops a bump there down the court, and probably lucky because I've seen this man, Isaac Miller-Jose, over the last few weeks. When he gets a rebound and he gets out and runs, he's going all the way.
McNaught unable to get his runner the other direction. Probably fortunate he picks up his second foul because that looked like a nice fast break opportunity for the Jets. He'll head to the bench. Alex Robinson checks back in. I like this lineup a little bit more for the Giants against the zone. More shooting on the perimeter with Jones and Judd in at the same time.
Webster for 3. Oh, dear.
I mean, he's not a lot of basketball in hand. Corey Webster is doing this on limited activity. 5 for 6 from the field, 12 points.
Combs, that's going to count. Now, who's the foul on here? Well, he's going to be on...
I think he took one of the nether regions. Or is he grabbing his ankle?
Dion Collins has been... The foul's against him.
That's Isaac Miller-Jones is down. Let's see where he gets hit. Yeah, I think he took one in the nether regions.
Well, I'm just trying to think why the foul was signaled on number 11. I didn't even see Dion Collins in there.
Well, would probably be fortunate for the Jets, as that would have been Miller-Jones' third. And I think Tony Webster's thinking the same thing. He's like, let's get you out of there before you pick up number 3.
He takes a seat. Here's the replay. Collins is nowhere there. But he's the one that's been called for the foul. He's got 2 in the game.
Well, huge bucket by Jeremy Combs. They needed that settler. They needed something going their way, but they can't get the free throw. They need to start stringing some stops together. If this gets to 10 at halftime, it feels to me like the Jets might be able to roll away.
Goins grabs his 6th rebound of the afternoon. That rebound count now favoring the Jets 23-14. Russo Nance elevates.
Nice challenge, Alex Robinson. That's a foul on Eric. Yeah, Eric Williams Jr. going for it. It wasn't the nether regions. It was just the ankle. Gonna retape that bad boy.
Or maybe it was both.
A little bit of both.
Could have been.
Column A, column B.
Hope you're enjoying it this afternoon. Sal's NBL. Sky Open and Sky Sport here in New Zealand. ESPN over in the United States. Right around the world on FIBA YouTube. Great to have you with us. Justin Nelson and Casey Frank enjoying the action. They need this, the Giants, and Liam Judd delivers.
And get him a few more looks on the perimeter. Liam Judd, he's been an underutilized tool for this Giants offense. He hits jumpers like that. I'd be trying to get the ball in his hand more often.
Back-to-back baskets for the Giants. They bring it back to 5. Look out, Webster, lighting it up this afternoon.
And that's just scouting report. Jeremy Combs does not know with whom he is tussling. Corey Webster up to 15 on 6 for 7 from the field.
And some big threes as well.
3 of 3 from deep.
Combs shut down by Goins. One of the best defenders in the competition, Kenny Goins. I reckon he goes beneath the radar in that respect. Somehow Robinson has found his way through there.
Oh, that's shifty.
Gee.
He's like daylight. If there is a crack, he is going to find a way to get through. There was not a lot of space there. Look at the space. Just between you two. There's the foul. You can see it from Goins. He comes over.
That is a credit card slot, that is.
He's so shifty. He's so entertaining to watch play. He plays the game with great energy and enthusiasm. He's now up to 9 points on that layup to go with 4 rebounds and 2 assists.
So hard to stop on the drive, Alex Robinson. Let's see how the Jets respond off the hand of Dante Russo-Nance. Goins, there he is again. That was a tough pass to get it through McRae. Giants up with it. Combs on the run. He's looking around. He wants someone with him. Sends it out to Hayden Jones. They settle. This is probably the play he was looking for. Robinson off, great hand again. Unfortunate for Kenny Goins.
Yeah, that's the wraparound. He's got the left hand on the body, pulling it around as he goes in. But Cal McRae, with all that size, needs to do a better job of setting and holding that seal. He's too big to get himself pulled off balance like that. If he holds it solidly, that's an easy dunk to finish. Instead, we'll take another look at it. There's that hand on the left hook, on the left side, peeling away. That's why it's going to be Cal McRae at the line. Free throws the rest of the quarter for the Giants, by the way.
That one flat and deep earlier today. Sky Broadband rapidly. The Giants, another win for them, top of the table. They got home by 3 points, 36-33.
Oh, is that free pizza?
Hello. Hello.
Is that miss twice, get a slice?
Absolutely. Nothing better on a Sunday afternoon. Giants, more importantly, needed those points. Miles Gibson can make them pay. Robinson.
Find him.
Great pass to Combs.
I just love Alex Robinson's floor vision. He's a dream to play with if you're big like Jeremy Combs. I'll run the lane. The guard will find me. 12 points for Combs now. Giants right back in this ball game just when it looked like it was getting away from him.
Been a good fight back, hasn't it? This is the man they need to stop back the other way. 15 points in the opening half for Webster. Going at it again, just searching. Have a look at him. The professor. There it is, deep two, and he nails it off.
Oh, offensive foul.
Oh, dear.
Offensive foul with the kick out. That's going to be no bucket. Love to see that one again. Let's see, he takes a look, shoots. Yeah, I agree. It's part of his normal shooting motion, but when a referee looks at that, he's not in his cylinder.
So that's the call, offensive foul on the kick out. So the basket won't count.
It's hard there because that is the way Corey Webster shoots. Since he was 11 years old, he's shooting fadeaways, that leg's coming out. But it's not in the cylinder. The contact was made, and unfortunately for Webster, he picks up that foul instead of bucket number 14.
And well, at the moment, they've counted the basket, Casey. So that's one to keep an eye on. It has counted. It's on the scoreboard here. It's on the score ticker on your screen, so it has been counted. Turnover there, Robinson to Crate. So Webster is showing 17 points, so they have counted that basket.
You know, I don't understand how the basket counts, unless they're saying it's after the shot. And if that's the way it is, okay. To me, that's part of the same move. To me, that's like an offensive foul while you're trying to score. But as I've been reminded many a time, I am not an official.
Is that many with a capital M?
Many, many.
Here's Webster. I bet you won't kick out this time. Fires for three. A little bit short. McRae another rebound. Rebound number 7 of the afternoon for Cal McRae. We're not going to see the big fella shoot from out there. Got to be careful there. Geez, Miles Gibson was lurking. Robinson now deep two. Big rebound underneath Crate. And that kept it alive for the Giants. Combs is headed back to the Chemist Warehouse. Battle of the boards this afternoon, so far belonging with the Jets, but that was an important one for the team in white.
The Giants are just doing enough to hang around. Looked really good early when they had things moving, but now slowed down ever so slightly.
Just over 1.5 to play in this first half. Been exciting, been fun. Don't forget your latest team gear. All the colours, all the threads, city editions as well this season, with thanks to Sterling Sports. Head to that online store through that QR code and shop away, Casey.
Shop away, and in selected stores across the country as well.
Yes. Oh, some Giants fans in the house today. Good to see.
You can tell they've been to Sterling Sports.
They have.
They picked up the key ones.
So some makes there, and we are back to 3. Let's see how the Jets respond. They pushed it out by as much as 10. Tatoko Wynyard out there now. Russo Nance. Miller Jose, corner 3. Good look in the end.
Well, all by himself. He's going to be a willing shooter. Gibson nearly falls into a steal. Sloppy passing for the Giants.
6 turnovers for the Giants. Robinson to McRae, has Judd in the corner. That's his spot. Loves this for 3. There you go.
Get Liam Judd the ball. He is feeling good on his return to this gym.
You just know when he's in that spot, he's going to hit more often than not. Miller Jose, baseline cut. Came in from the weak side. Big Isaac Miller Jose. Well spotted by Russo Nance. Timing was perfect.
Well, just real unselfish play. Draws the double. Look at the movement, though. Doesn't sit on the weak side saying, I'll sit in the corner. He makes himself available. Drings in. Tatoko Wynyard sitting on the dots exactly as a big does. Draws the big McRae. Opening in that cutting lane for Isaac Miller Jose.
And he converts that. Like I said, that's his Achilles heel. The strike. He's hit a couple from there today. Margin back at 3. Both teams have their BNZ player timeout alive. On the turn, Crate. Inwood on the floor at the moment for the Giants. Down to Combs, yet again. He just draws contact time and time again.
There's one guy on the Jets roster I think that can guard Combs, and that's Kenny Goins. If he doesn't have Kenny Goins on him, and I'm one of the Giants, I'm getting him the ball in the post and saying, go to work. Doesn't matter who else it is, he's got the advantage. And there's Goins on the bench, and he's on the bench right now because he has 4 fouls in the first half.
Yeah, and that's dangerous.
There is unbelievable bad luck for the Jets. That one actually slipped underneath me. I did not know he had already picked up 4 personals. 3 personal fouls on Deion Collins. You got 2 on Corey Webster, 2 on Dante Russo-Nance. Foul trouble mounting up for the Jets in the first half.
Foul count is Jets 14, Giants 9. They get another couple from the stripe. Giants are 12 of 17 from the Chemist Warehouse. Jets are 6 of 8.
Oh, that was a
come
kick.
off a foot. Yep. Picked up by Callum Welsh.
We're going to be 14 on the clock now, an 8-second differential here between shot clock and game clock.
Don't forget BNZ player timeouts alive. You'd expect they will come into action here. 22 seconds. 44-43.
This Crate-Webster lineup's interesting. If I'm Corey Webster, just go 1-4 flat, let me go to work.
And that's what he does now. The mercurial one. Back of the iron, they get it back. Another rebound for the Jets. Russo-Nance, 7, 6, 5, deep 2. Gibson, no. Wynyard, yes! Right on the buzzer. To Toko Wynyard. 3 looks at it for the Jets. And they get it as time expires to lead by 3. What a contest this afternoon in the NZNBL. The team in green searching for their 5th straight win. Giants down by 3. Casey's got Alex Robinson.
Well, Alex looking good in your new digs down here. Good offense for the first quarter. What happened in the second when things slowed down?
We had too many turnovers and we gave up a lot of second chance points. As long as we keep them staying on the glass offensively and we take care of the ball, we'll be fine.
Looking at Corey Webster, he's got 17 points in the half. How can you slow him down? Is it going to have to be a double or is it going to be one-on-one defense going forward?
He's just making tough shots. We just got to make sure to keep a hand up. Right now, sometimes we get a little stagnant with them, but as long as we keep a hand up, show them help, make him get off the ball, we'll be all right.
Appreciate the time. He's got some blood on the wrist, so he comes in, and then Isaac Miller-Jost comes right in. Looking at some good activity working in that on-ball partnership with Corey Webster. How's that coming about on the court?
Yeah, it's good. He's a professional, so he does most of the work. I just hit the screen and roll as hard as I can.
And here in that first half, the Jets dominant on the offensive glass. That part of the game plan, or is that just sheer willpower?
I think that's just being fueled by the fans, to be honest. Like, they're giving us energy. Each time we put up a shot and we grab another board, you just hear the roar from the fans. Gives us the energy for the next one.
The energy is palpable. I appreciate your time. Good luck in the second half. I'll send you back to Justin Nelson now.
Thanks, Case. Good one here unfolding this afternoon in the NZNBL. Benny's up and about, the crowd is up and about, and the Jets are up by 3. Chemist Warehouse stats on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to turn up the energy here in the hangar at Palmy Arena. Please welcome the incredible dancers from Maximum Dance Zone, Palmerston's very own hip-hop powerhouse. Known for their passion, precision, and next-level performances, these
Well, searching for their 5th straight win and their 8th win of the season. The property brokers Manawatū Jets. Right now, they're a legitimate top 4 team and a legitimate contender in season 2025. They lead at the half over the Giants, 46-43. Welcome back, Justin Nelson, Casey Frank with you. And boy, this energy here at Fly Palmy Arena. Some of the best fans in the competition, no question. So much fun, and they're enjoying what they're seeing right now.
And you heard Isaac Miller-Jones talk about it just before halftime. That crowd, that energy, lifting them right now and giving them the smallest of margins, up 3 points because of that energy, but they're going to have to find a way to do it with the execution and not just energy in the second half.
Jeremy Combs came into the season late for the Giants. Got them to a win over the Nuggets last week, and he has been the key player for the visitors here this afternoon.
Key player is correct. He's only got 6 shots, but he's made 4 of them. But 7 for 9 from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. He's passed it on. Love the hustle, the chasing after baskets on transition, imposing his will physically. If you're going to be around him and he's around the bucket, he's going straight through you. He's showing it from deep as well. He's running the lane. He is putting damage in every category. The Jets have to be circling his name at halftime.
Well, some Giants fans in the crowd here today. Great to see them in Palmerston North following their team. One man that they hope their team can shut down in the second half is the 36-year-old mercurial man, the magician, Corey Webster.
Well, keep hope alive, because it's going to take a lot more than hope. 7 for 10 from the field at 70%, 17 points. And just look at the space he creates on those little step backs. He looks, you think you're guarding him well if you're a defender, and then all of a sudden he's got the space to elevate and pull. You got to keep those hands up at all times because he is always thinking bucket. Fantastic first half. Look for the Giants to maybe send 2 his way in the second.
Well, let's have a look at the Chemist Warehouse stats to the half. Look at those 3-pointers and a lot of free throws for the Giants in this one.
Yeah, they're getting to the line with ease, shooting a decent percentage, but it's the rebounds that are the key. A 28-19 advantage. The fouls, the big key. That's sending the Giants to the stripe and also keeping key players like Kenny Goins on the pond.
Well, we were just talking about Corey Webster. He's not the only player in his 30s out there this afternoon. Sam Dempster in his 14th season, at least his 14th. It's probably more for the Giants. He is a star of the competition. Stick with us, folks, because when we come back, we're going to delve a little bit deeper into the life and times and the basketball career of the Giants captain, Sammy Dempster. That's coming up after the break.
Make sure we bring that energy through that second half. All right, we want this win. We need this win, and we're going to take it all the way to the end.
Yeah, I've had a few years where I've tried to retire, to be honest, man, but I love the Giants, I love Nelson, I love basketball, and the three of those together means I'm playing for the Giants, so there's no other option there, but it's just passion, man. I love doing what I do, and I'm blessed to be able to play basketball, so, yeah, I think pretty close to the last year, though. The last championship we won was the year before I started.
3 seconds, here it goes, three-point shot, Ralph Lattimore. It's all over. Nelson, the first provincial town to ever win the National League basketball final.
Got a couple of silver medals at home. Had a fantastic career, loved every minute of it, but, I mean, you're always chasing that gold medal, and that's where we want to be. We believe we've got the right pieces this year to be able to do it.
McNaught will go one-on-one. Does well to play off two, finds Dempster. Buries it from downtown, Dempster.
Yeah, that'd be the icing on the cake for me, is to win the gold and win the league one time and bring a trophy back to Nelson. I know it would mean a lot to all of our fans. We've got some very loyal fans who have been with us as long as I've been playing, so yeah, really exciting if we could bring something home for them.
Well, what a star he's been over the years, Sam Dempster. I think I sold him short a couple of seasons, talking about 14. I think it's about 16 or 17 by the sounds of that case.
Just so the folks at home know, that wasn't when he started, was in the, in the early 2000s. The Giants also won a title in the aughts. So it's, that was Mike Fitchett was the point guard on that one. So he doesn't go all the way back to the first title for the G-Men.
Still a long way.
Still a long way.
Now, we've just been advised that there is a correctable error from the first half, and it goes back to that Corey Webster kick-out offensive foul. And that is why we're going to start the second half with 2 free throws to the Giants.
So the correctable error wasn't the bucket, but the fact that the shot was already done. The foul came after the shooting motion. The Jets had already committed enough fouls to put the Giants in the bonus. So these are those free throws that should have occurred there. A correctable error allowing these free throws to start the second half. Official Callum Welsh came up and talked to us about it just before play was about to resume.
Yeah, so if you're a little bit confused, what it means is the Giants should have been given 2 free throws in the first half. Here's the foul. The foul was on Webster. Now, that bucket counted. The offensive foul for a kick-out was on Webster, although it was after the shot, so it wasn't classed as an offensive foul.
So they're saying he landed and then stuck his foot out. It wasn't the contact wasn't in the jump shots itself, so that's why it happened after the play. The bucket counts for Webster, but also free throws for the Giants.
Here's another look at that foul. That's what it was. So it was afterwards. It wasn't an offensive foul. It was just a common foul, and the Giants should have been given 2 free throws for that there. It's now been corrected, which is why we've started the second half with Jeremy Combs at the line for 2 free throws.
I can see what Corey Webster's saying. He's like, this is my natural shot. I always shoot like this. And you're allowed to have a natural fade. You can move your feet around a little bit. The always in question is it outside the realm of possibility of what you're doing with that foot? The officials thought so. He's still having a chat with Amy Jo Clark about it.
Well, he won't stop chatting. We know that. What we do know is out of all of that, it's now a 1-point margin. Because Jeremy Combs, while we're telling everybody what's happening, Jeremy Combs has hit both of those shots.
I just want to know if Corey Webster wants to get into debating. I think it looks like he's got some debate. Oh, he's always been a politician.
Rightio. So it was at 3. It's now at 1 after all of that. A little bit of drama here at the hangar to start the second half. We are now underway, and it'll be the Jets with the opening possession. Well, Corey Webster, he's not a man that you want to upset, so keep an eye on him. Williams Jr. with the miss. Another offensive rebound. Gibson.
Williams Jr. in the lineup. As we see, Miller Jones go high for the finish in the lineup because Kenny Goins is on the bench with 4 fouls.
And for a split second there, Miller Jones, his eyes lit up.
Yeah. I think he should have gone for it. I thought that was going to be a highlight.
So the Jets answer straight away.
Over the top, it's there. He sees it.
Combs. Oh, missed it off the glass. Gets after it again, gets up again.
That's just good strength. Stays with the play even though he misses the first one. Nice vision by Alex Robinson to see that entry pass from the top to the key.
And he jumps up to 20 now, Jeremy Combs. Russo nets to Miller Jones.
Yeah, Cal McRae just in no man's land. He's not really affecting the driver, and he's not staying with the roll man. They should keep looking for that all-ball action with McRae involved in it.
Robinson McRae
Too big
for basket right now.
Just too big. My big concern coming in was that the Giants were going to be too big up front for the Jets. Well, it's been the other way. A 29-to-21 rebound advantage. Twice as many O boards for the Jets.
No one goes near Williams Jr. He dribbles into trouble in the end. Had a couple of looks. Jets go again.
Cal McRae needs to grab that ball. Nice block by Robinson. Fast break opportunity.
They're out here. Judd.
A huge block, Alex Robinson, and now the Giants have regained the lead. A slow start, much like the beginning of the game for the Jets. They are not firing all cylinders like they finished the quarter.
Webster. Just wanted Miller Jost to get out of the way then.
Miller Jost says, I'm trying.
Now Corey Webster gets busy. Corner, Williams gave it up. Dante Russo-Nance. McRae with the rebound.
Nice board out of the cylinder for that one. Terrible pass by McNaught.
Straight down the throat of Russo-Nance, who gets it back now.
That's a trouble. Well, both teams are out of rhythm right now. Both teams are a little tentative on the offensive end, and we're seeing half decisions. Nobody's committing all the way to what they need to do.
This is actually how the game started this afternoon.
Very similar, very similar. And the Jets have done this year. If you look at their starts to quarters, the first quarter, the third quarter, that's been their worst quarters this season.
One scary sign potentially for the Giants is Miles Gibson only scored 4 points in that first half. He's got a lot left in him. Liam Judd's been fantastic. Nowhere to go. McNaught right on the shot clock. Drains the triple.
And he's been struggling with the jumper. He's been struggling. That's a 1 for 3 from the field today. But sometimes when you get that lucky one to drop, it just feels a little bit easier.
Corey Webster.
Finding the space into the body of the big. Finishing with the left hand. That exploratory dribble turning into a finishing move, because he feels he's got the space. Up to 19 points now, 8 for 11 from the field.
Has he crossed that boundary in age yet, where we call him a wily old veteran? Is he there just yet?
I don't think there's anything old about Corey's game. Even in veteranship, he's very wily.
Just keeps doing it, doesn't he?
It hasn't changed that much in 15 years. It's the same moves, it's the same space he's creating.
He's got 20 as well now, Webster. McRae. Corner ball. McNaught, tough from there, wanted to hand it off, and the Jets were all over it.
Got to shoot that ball. He just has to make that shot right now. The defense is expecting him to pass, and they're in the lane because of it.
Webster, great pass, Miller Jost. Those two are just getting better and better every week.
Because Miller Jost knows if I roll hard, Webster's going to find me. He is premier and elite at finding his teammates off the on-ball.
Jets retake the lead. Gee, it's loud in here. This crowd, they are having a ball. Liam Judd is also having a ball.
Liam Judd hitting another triple. Find that man on the weak side. He is on fire today. That's his 4-3, 14 points for him.
Gibson.
4 for 4 from deep, by the way.
He's been awesome. Gibson for 2.
There it is.
There you go. Keep an eye on him.
The game that I reminded of that you spoke of is that game against the Phi. 2 points at half. Finished with 30.
He is one Jets player with a lot left in the tank. Combs!
Alex Robinson just so good at shifting the defense with his eyes, and then that penetrating pass right down the lane. Oh, over there? Oh, you're over there. Eric Williams Jr., wrong place, and now Kenny Goins comes into the game with 4 personal fouls.
Keep an eye on that. Giants coach Mike Fitchin, Casey, usually doesn't get a lot wrong with his import selection. Jalen Forbes, Bryce Johnson, they were the star recruits at the start of this season. They're both gone.
And the biggest thing is, once you understand that something's not working, is to change. You know, inaction is much worse than a reaction. And they've obviously got a much better mix now. Fortuitous that Robinson was available, and that Combs' season finished in Japan when it did. Now they've got a big uptick in talent.
Giants by 3, inward leaning in.
Inwood's got his hands on the body. And Corey Webster's been talking to the officials about that contact all afternoon long. He's been saying, hey, people are putting their hands on me. Can I get that whistle? But when you're coming off the bench, that's normally when that whistle gets blown.
Gibson to Collins. Russo Nance. Gibson wants it down low on Judd. Here comes Webster. And he absolutely played that perfectly, Corey Webster. Inwood into the book for another foul.
Take another look at it. It's just a foul. You can bump people with your chest. A cutter, if you're in the way and you go chest to chest, it's fine. You cannot bump people with that arm.
Easy one to pick up in the end, wasn't it? Inwood's got the switch onto Webster again. Webster loves this matchup. Goes at it over Combs. Collins taps it on. That's going to be off the Jets.
Oh. I thought it might have gone off the Giants and Inwood, but that stays with the Nelson Giants.
So the Giants come up with it.
Big possession there for the Giants. That was a long possession, a lot of fouls. They were able to get a stop out of it, despite being on defense for about 45 seconds.
Watch Judd in the corner here. Oh, no one's seen him. It ends up coming out to Robinson. Oh, doesn't matter.
Feeling good. Alex Robinson gets himself up to 12 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, triple-double wash.
Giants get it back. Foul, Webster.
Well, that's a nice foul with the body by Webster because that stopped a 4-on-3, a 4-on-2 break. With Robinson with the ball in hand, that's almost for sure a bucket. Instead, the Jets defense gets a chance to set up. That is the 3rd personal foul on Corey Webster. 20 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists.
And he does play big minutes, Corey Webster. Judd. Jets back in this zone. Robinson, Judd gave up the corner ball, gets on the drive himself, dumps it off to Inwood, up and over.
Penetration against the zone, that's the key. They were flummoxed by the zone in the first half, and it's not a classic 2-3. There's a lot more movement out of it, and that opens these penetration lanes. That Liam Judd pass fake forced the defense to shift. The hard attack, he draws multiple defenders, and that's where the drop-off for Inwood's available. And suddenly, this Giant squad has found a little bit of rhythm, outscoring the Jets here in the quarter, 20-11 up to this point.
And you can add another one, Case. So they've made their run here, the Giants. Subs being called. Hayden Jones stepping onto the floor.
21 points in the quarter, already matching their output in quarter number 2.
Just looking down at the Jets bench, Tony Webster and Tim McTapney just very, very quiet, sitting back. Not a lot of action or emotion. That'll help though, Kenny Goins.
Well, he's going to be fresh and he's going to want to get involved. He's certainly a guy who can keep that scoreboard ticking over, but they need it out on this end.
Robinson to Jones. He's traveled there. Yep, just dragged the foot before the ball went down.
The recognition for it by Hayden Jones on that one is when Goins comes out, straight line drives right into the hip, because he can't adjust himself against that because of the foul trouble he's got.
Turnover number 9 for the Giants. Goins on 4 fouls. Miller-Jose on the attack. Combs is called for the foul. He looks straight up there. Not sure he did too much wrong.
Well, there was contact, but I thought it was straight up and down contact to the body. We'll take a second look at it here.
Maybe just let him with that arm
early elbow. Early elbow, I think, is probably the most heinous of whatever happened in that activity. What a game by Isaac Miller-Jose.
I'm telling you, every week this young man, this young Kiwi is getting better and better and better. I know the Tall Blacks are in action next week. Maybe he's a name for the future. He's just growing by the game.
Season high of 22 points this year. This is only the 2nd time he's crossed double figures all season long.
He does do a lot of the little things, though, for this team. course, he's surrounded by prolific scorers, but since Miller Jost came into the starting lineup, the Jets haven't lost a game. Robinson down low. What a hot pass to Judd.
Count the bucket. There's a basket interference on that one. That's why the play stopped. But what a find from Robinson and great movement by Liam Judd. Now up to 16 points for the G-men.
Well, he's no stranger to Fly Palmy Arena. Going back the other way.
Beautiful find in between traffic by Dante Russo-Nance, and Goins catches it low but finishes high.
It's similar to early in the game, Casey. It was a little bit sloppy early, but then all of a sudden, basket for basket, it's opened up. Robinson around Webster to Combs. He has another two.
We had options. He had rollers on both sides. When you give him a pick, it's going to be difficult. 25 for Combs now.
He's been awesome. Miles Gibson, can he get going? Well, it doesn't matter how they go in.
Hey, it's always better to be lucky than good when you've been off a little bit. And he gets the kiss off the glass, even if it was unintentional, after nice defense by Robinson.
Gibson's got 8 now, 4 of 12 shooting on the Chemist Warehouse stat sheet. That's come off a hand. That's going to be a Giants ball. Bartercard officials just conferring. Corey Webster wants it. It's definitely a Giants ball.
There's no doubt that got tipped.
Yeah, 100%.
There's absolutely no doubt that got tipped.
So the Jets are playing for it here, but this is a Giants ball.
I think they're going to get it. It looks like they're about to get it.
Surely not. Corey Webster's just giving me a wink there.
Jump ball is the call. So they worked it well enough. No official had a clean look. We've got a clean look at it here.
It's actually come off Corey. There you go, right there.
Corey Webster.
He was giving us a wink then too, Corey Webster. So he was playing the game, and they've got a mini win there.
He worked it. He worked it.
So ended up being a jump ball call, possession arrow to the Giants. Combs. Look at Judd flying over the top. So too Inwood.
Lovely attack. There's more zone. Judd open in the corner. Didn't see him.
They're playing with some confidence right now, the Giants. Robinson, Thanapaesi's on the floor at the moment. Robinson to Inwood to Combs. Gives it up.
Too late.
Yeah.
Good defense by the Jets. Scrambled well at the end of that. Forced Combs to give up the extra pass. He had a bit of space, but wanted to be unselfish. And that unselfishness cost the Giants a possession.
Yeah, Combs actually put his hand up straight away and said, yeah, that's on me. Margin at 6. Hope you're enjoying the 1980s rock concert here at Fly Palmy Arena this afternoon.
Well, Corey Webster has gotten a much more favorable whistle here in the third quarter. Similar contact to what we saw in the first half. But now he gets to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. And what a place to be, because every bucket at the Chemist Warehouse stripe this season adds to the kitty. Every point counts because the Chemist Warehouse has partnered with Basketball New Zealand and the Hoops in Schools program, where every time a team hits a free throw, it goes into the kitty to build a hoop in a school or a park near you.
If this music keeps up for the rest of the game, Case, you might have to let your hair out. You might have to put on a bit of a show for us this afternoon, eh?
My show days are over, unless you've got some money for appearance fees.
Webster puts that down, and the Jets are back in it. Margin at 4. Has Corey Webster taken a break today?
No, he has. He's been out for about, I believe it was like 20 seconds. First half, instead of 20 minutes, he played 19.6 minutes.
Just over 1.5 to play in this third quarter. Combs, Inwood. What about the cut from the young man?
Good movement, and that's what the Giants needed more of in that stagnant second quarter. Moving without the basketball. These entry passes and looking for players cutting off them have been working really well.
Inwood has 5 points. Williams Jr., haven't seen a lot of him today.
The Giants are happy with that. They'll leave that shot to him all afternoon long. You can see it's in the scout.
1.2 rebounds for Williams Jr. Jones did just enough there, didn't he, Hayden Jones?
Love the penetration, but I like the patience once he gets down there. Instead of going for the quick finish, he gives a little eyebrows, gets Gibson up in the air, pivots well, strong base, doesn't get the buck, bucket, but he gets the harm. Off to the Chemist Warehouse for 2.
A few stories unfolding here, Casey, as to the Giants' defense. Of course, the Jets average 101 points a game. Gibson has 8 points. Russo Nance has 8. Williams Jr. has 1.
The pace plays in the favor of this just Giant squad. Let's see if the Jets can't pick things up here.
Somehow Miles Gibson picked that up. Back out to Corey Webster. Russo Nance taking a break. Webster, Nick Nord. Webster over Combs. Williams Jr. on the scene. Giants come up with it. Nick Nord away quickly. Numerical advantage. Inward to the corner. Crate to Jones.
Well, we got a mismatch. Combs has Webster on him. He just wants to back him down from there.
Turns to the basket, goes to the basket. Another 2, he's got 27.
Goes for the rip-through instead. A little bit surprised the Jets don't take a timeout, but we're almost at quarter time. Jets need a bucket badly.
Thunder Payasset. Webster back to the Rapid League sharpshooter.
Huge bucket. Huge bucket in terms of the possession of the game, the momentum. Everything was going the Giants' way, but now cut to a 5-point deficit, 74-69, Giants' favor.
Needed that. We'll get that score ticker fixed up for you. 74-69. Margin at 5. Combs. Turnover. Foul on Mick Nord, I think it's going to be. It is. He's holding his chin.
It's going to be free throws for Eric Williams and the Jets. Take another look at it. Nice read by Eric Williams, gets in there. Not sure what Alex McNaught did on that one.
Well, Eric Williams Jr., 78% shooter from the Chemist Warehouse. He nails these 2. We're back to 3.
That's the foul number 3 on Alex McNaught, as the first from the Chemist Warehouse goes wanting for Eric Williams Jr. Free throw count 13 for the Jets, 21 for the Giants. There's McNaught on the bench with his 3rd personal foul.
Williams Jr. makes the 2nd. He had a massive double-double last week, Eric Williams Jr. Been a lot tougher here today.
Nice press here by the Jets, going to force the Giants to try and score quickly.
Robinson, good set of hands. He knows the deal. It's at 1, and he goes all the way. How about that?
Well, just a poor setup by Thunder Payasset. You let him get it over the top, and now it goes to the Jets.
So, 3-quarter time here. Big basket from Alex Robinson. Just what the Giants needed on the buzzer, and they lead by 7 with a quarter to go this afternoon in the Cells NBL.
30 seconds on the clock and 7 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, go. You've scored yourself so far a ticket to the next game. 3. And last one. Nice job. We're going to stop it there. You made a total of 3. So you've got yourself a ticket to the next game. Nice work. Come with me. I'll grab you a ticket. Let's give it up for now, everyone.
P3 Physio, Cafe Local, Green Law, PTS, Venues Marston North, Cartown, and Belfort Cleveland.
All right, Palmy, 20 seconds on the clock. We need to bring that energy all the way home. All right,
Welcome back to Fly Palmy Arena this afternoon. 1 quarter to play. It is the Giants by 7. Let's head straight down to the sidelines. Jets coach Tony Webster good enough to join us. Tony, been an interesting game so far. Miles Gibson, how do you get him going here in the last quarter? Oh, I think we've got Tony with us. Hopefully we've got Tony with us. We have. Tony, sorry, mate. Hopefully you can hear me now. Just saying, Miles Gibson, who's got the ball now as we speak, how do you get him going here in the last quarter?
At the moment, he's just having one of those off days. We're still going to go to him with some set plays to try to get him going. But he normally comes through in the end. We're not too worried about that.
Jeremy Combs on the opposition has had as good a day as Corey has. Been tough to slow him down with his mix of size and skill. What's the plan down the stretch as Isaac Miller-Jones unfortunately misses that layup for you?
We got to lock in defensively, get back in transition, and rebound.
Appreciate your time, Coach. We'll let you get back to the job at hand.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tony. Margin at 7. Some chances at both ends to start this last quarter. There is Corey Webster. He's got 22 today. Jeremy Combs, you mentioned him, Casey, for the Giants. What a game. 27.
On 8 for 13 shooting, but he's been to the Chemist Warehouse stripe 12 times, making 10 of them, and that's the key in this game for the Giants. A 17 made free throws to 11 advantage.
Webster and Miller-Jones teaming up again. That pass from Webster, pinpoint.
Just feed me that all night long if I'm a Jets fan. Just put Corey Webster in that on ball with Isaac Miller-Jones and see what happens.
7 assists. For Webster as McRae answers.
Well, sometimes that shot is as good as a pass for the guard. You draw that defender over and allow the big to get the offensive rebound.
Russo Nance is back out there. Acrobatic stuff.
We just found the body of Combs. He found the body, and once he realized he had that contact, he just gets it up on the rim. A bit of a seeing-eye shot, finds the front and able to force its way into the bucket. And exactly the kind of fortuitous bounce the Jets are in sore need of.
Well, I've seen the Jets fly home in the last quarter a number of times this season. They are searching for win number 8. Their 5th in a row. Russo Nance can't convert that. And this battle is far from done. Robinson having a good afternoon. McRae.
Where's the cutter out?
Yeah.
Got to get some cutters.
A little bit of a hook there. Good defense, Miller-Jones in the end. Here's Webster. Takes it, shoots it. Goins gets up. Was there contact? No whistle.
Love the challenge by Robinson, though.
And now Russo Nance is called for the foul in defensive transition.
Not a bad foul. Takes away that ability, but that could be foul number 4 on Dante Russo Nance. He's got 3 on the board right now.
Just keep an eye on that. Webster has 3. Goins has 4. Looks like it is foul number 3 case on Russo Nance. McRae just forcing his will upon this Jets defense. Falls to Jones. Robinson wide open 3. Big shot.
Alex Robinson has been shooting the ball okay, not great. Came into this one and he was shooting 25% from 3, but it's been a bit different story today. He's 2 for 4, and it gives the Giants an 8-point lead.
Kenny Goins unable to answer. Look out, Miles Gibson, right place, right time. Had 2 attempts.
Mike Fitchin going insane over these offensive rebounds.
Russo Nance, look, a lot of looks there for the Jets, and this might be on Kenny Goins. I think he's done.
Well, it's either Goins or it's Russo Nance, so it's the 4th foul on Russo Nance, or it's the 5th on Goins, and it's going to be Russo Nance. Yep. Foul trouble. 4 on Russo Nance, 3 on Corey Webster, 4 on Deion Collins, 4 on Kenny Goins for the Jets. For the Giants, Alex McNaught with 4 and Jeremy Combs with 3.
Miles Gibson, 4 of 15 shooting. Eric Williams Jr., 0 of 4. Has not scored. In fact, 2 points from the Chemist Warehouse line for Williams Jr. That's it.
Nice drop off there by Alex Robinson. McRae uses the up fake, but doesn't get the whistle after a little bit of contact.
Tata Paese coming on from Miles Gibson. That is an interesting move. Corey Webster just signaling to the bench, no, do not make the sub. So, very interesting. Here's Combs. Goins has got to be clean. Robinson draining threes.
Well, Dante Russo-Nance, he played with fire on that one. Robinson was shooting well, but he challenged and won.
Russo-Nance to answer.
That's going to be the 4th foul on Jeremy Combs now, sitting underneath. I thought he had pretty good position. They say it on the arm. Let's take a look at it. Well, I'm not sure what he's supposed to do defensively.
Well, if nothing else, there was more contact from Robinson Jr. there than there was from Jeremy Combs.
Well, interestingly enough, they've got him for 3 personal fouls on the block. So I was mistaken earlier when I said that was his 4th, and so it's just his 3rd.
Miller Jost leading the MVP race at the moment with 23%. Cast your vote, scan that QR code, mixandpick.com. Fun and free. Let us know who you think this afternoon's MVP is. Russo-Nance drops a couple, and they're not going away.
But they need to find a way to start making the Giants feel uncomfortable again. I'd like to see that zone one more time, especially with the lineup when McNaught comes back in. That's when they had the most success with it.
So 82-76. And another foul call. There's a lot of whistles here at the moment.
And if that's a foul on Corey Webster, that's going to be his 4th personal. No, it's Dante Russo-Nance. It's his 5th.
He's out.
Oh, my.
So Dante Russo-Nance. Well, the foul there looks like it's on Webster.
But it's Russo-Nance falling down. He gets the ball, but he gets a little bit of forearm as well, and now his day is done.
And the Giants are coming up big right when it counts.
You can feel the disappointment, obviously, for Russo-Nance, feeling that he did not commit enough contact for the whistle.
Russo-Nance finishes with 12 points and 5 rebounds. And the Giants have come up with it here. Look at the tenacity right now.
Is that on Goins or Webster?
Well, they're both on 4. So one of them's gone.
That was 8. That was Corey Webster. That's his 4th.
Sorry, that's his 4th. You're right. Goins is on 4. And they are dodging bullets here, the Jets, left, right, and center. So Webster on 4. Goins on 4. Russo-Nance out of the game on 5.
The attacking on the rim, working for the Giants, and you can stick with it.
Everything going the way of the team in white right now. Can they take this and use it to their advantage? Oh, Robinson Webster went underneath the screen. Lucky. Webster doubled. Goins, Miles, Gibson, Dada, Paese.
Oh, that would have been big. The crowd was waiting for that one to hit. Nice rotations, good look. Just doesn't drop.
Plenty of time left in the game.
Mismatch down low. What can Judd do with it?
We're about to see what the Jets are made of. Oh, the pass from Robinson. Right into the clutches down low of Liam Judd. Couldn't control it.
Perfect pass, perfect angle. But Judd moving a little bit more quickly. The pass maybe just a little bit low to gather. 7 points the difference. You can feel the game is in the balance right now. If the Giants get another bucket before the Jets do, I like that margin. If the Jets get here, I feel like they can start getting something going momentum-wise.
Again, Webster, Miller Jost.
Oh, he's just slicing and dicing that defense. Picks up assist number 8. 20 points now for Miller Jost. 2 points off his season high.
Margin at 5. Just over 5 to play. Crate on Thada Paese. Jets in this zone, force a turnover.
Static, the static offense of this Giants team. When they're not moving on the weak side, very easy to defend. They need to get some more movement, get that ball side to side to force the Jets to work.
Webster. Goins trailing, back to Webster. Gave up the shot, got on the dribble, got on the turnaround. Gibson. Oh, that might have come off the head of Aston Inwood.
I think it should stay with the Jets. Phenomenal defense by Liam Judd there. They're going back to a jump ball. I thought that should have stayed with the Jets. Unfortunately for them, the jump ball goes the other way. And let's go back to the jump ball that was actually off the Giants.
Yep.
It's actually turnabout's come back the other way now.
So timeout called by the NBS Nelson Giants. They lead by 5. Playing some really good basketball. You just sense the Jets are coming. And the Giants steady. Can they grab their second win in a row on what has been a tough season?
Alex.
Let's listen in.
Liam, Lockie. All right. Boom, one-on-one. Asto, you're working your wheels and you're crashing down. Hey, you two got to be flying out to be safeties. Isaac Miller, Jose in the ball screen. We have to get under it to hold them up. Hey, yeah.
Don't worry about the first one. Get over the second string. Get over the second string, man.
Yeah, you got to get over the first one. You're going to guard Webster now. Over the first one, under the second one. Asto, try and hold him so he can't slip out early. All right? Hey, and glass. Jones. Hey, after this one-on-one, let's get back.
Well, still a long way to go in this one here today, but all eyes are focused to next week. A couple of games coming up in Australia, the 7th and the 9th, and then we're in Hamilton next Sunday afternoon. The Kiwis taking on the Aussies, both men and women. Grab your tickets now, get along. We'll see you in Hamilton at Globox Arena next Sunday. Cannot wait for that. It has been a long time between drinks for the Kiwis and the Aussies in basketball. Back underway. What a start for the Giants. Aston Inwood.
When they penetrate with the dribble, good things happen. Nice find by Alex Robinson. Great patience. Picks up assist number 6. 16 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists for him.
Goins looked short, got the friendly roll.
Gets the friendly roll. The Jets need a little friendliness. Kenny Goins, 6 points now, as he's been hampered by foul trouble all day.
Dante Russo-Nance out of the game with 5 fouls.
4 fouls on Goins. Robinson's going to attack.
And does. They come up with it, the Jets. Goins has Thada Paese in the corner, can hit threes.
That's what they were waiting for. Thada Paese. That's what Tony Webster was hoping for when he inserted into the lineup, and he's been rewarded with the confidence. A 2-point game, the crowd gets loud.
#1 scorer in the Sky Broadband Rapid League, Tyson Thayadapesi, comes up with a big 3. We're back to 2. Combs has started for the Giants. Up he goes, in he goes.
About time he got the ball. You got to go where the answers come from. 27 points for Combs now. Drives straight to the cup. Well done. Sorry, 29 on that bucket.
They answer again. Webster for 3. A little bit too deep.
That's a good look. He created the space, thought he had it, but doesn't cut it to 1. Jet Irons happy to use this shot clock.
Well, I've seen Thada Paese so many times this season get a hot hand. I reckon the Jets have got to go back to him. Robinson, Inwood, ends up with Lockie Crate off hands. Judd did well there. They go again.
Go to the on-ball. There, I like it. And then right into Combs after that.
Combs sets the screen. Covered down low by Webster. Robinson over Miles. Miles got a hand on it. Oh, great hand, Inwood.
And smart play by Alex Robinson. Let's slow it back down. I'm going right back to Combs in the post. I want him against Goins in that foul trouble.
And that's where it's going. Combs has a couple to beat, 3 in the end, in fact. Robinson now, shot clock at 7 from deep. Webster comes up with it.
Bit of an empty possession. Get that ball through a few more hands.
Webster fouled by Judd. Probably a good foul in the end. Giants have got fouls to give.
That's their 3rd team foul in the quarter, so they've got 1 more to give after this. Judd picks up the personal there, just his 2nd in the ball game.
Nothing in it. Giants by 4. Plenty of time on the clock.
Both teams really taking their time out of this little break and play. You can feel the exhaustion feeling off them.
Gibson still just the 8 points. Gets on the cut now, receives from Thada Paese. Goes up strong on Judd. Oh, just does not get the roll, not his day.
We heard Tony Webster saying he's just having one of those days. Nice move, just couldn't get the nice finish.
Corner, look out, Liam Judd. Big time Liam Judd, no.
Well, nice challenge by Gibson. Went for the first fake, but stayed in the play to make it a tough shot second time around.
Webster taking a lot of contact on the way to the hoop for two.
Corey Webster slowed down a bit in the second half, but he still got 24 points and 9 assists.
Casey, we're back to a 2-point ball game.
Amazing. Amazing how it keeps coming around.
Who is the force going to be with this afternoon? Maybe Robinson. No, big rebound, Miller-Jose.
Well done by Miller-Jose to get up in there, out of his cylinder to take that one. And now the Jets have a chance to tie or take the lead.
If they score here, it will be deafening in this place. Oh, foul call. That's on Liam Judd. That'll put Miles Gibson to the stripe. And at the Chemist Warehouse this season, Miles Gibson is 89%. This is his first trip to the stripe today, but he is the best free throw shooter for the Jets. This is absolutely the man the Jets want at the stripe.
Knocks it down. Hasn't had a great day from the floor, but he's counted on at that free throw stripe. Can he make it 2 in a row?
Both teams in the bonus now as well. He is ice, absolutely ice from that spot. Timeout Giants.
Up to double figures for Miles Gibson. He's got 10 points now. Down to a minute and 23 seconds, 87 apiece. What a roller coaster of a game. Remember the foul trouble. Webster with 4, Collins with 4, Goins with 4. For the Giants, 4 McNaught, 3 on Combs, 3 on Robinson, and 3 on Judd.
I have literally just pulled both hamstrings sitting here watching this.
It's good effort. You can see he's slowing down a bit. He's not going for lap number 2. He should have pointed it forward. Good job, Benny.
Well, he might be slowing down for a bit of Sal's, and why wouldn't you on a Sunday afternoon? The large 5 Boroughs pizza with thanks to Sal's. That's this week's special. There's all the QR codes. You know what to do. Sit down and have a feed later today with thanks to Sal's.
Order it now. Unless we have double overtime, it'll probably be ready by the end of the game.
Don't say that. Don't say that. It's another long day at the office, but it's been a good day. We're all tied up with 1:23 to play. Neither team has laid down. Both teams have eked out at times, but neither team has laid down, Case.
Looking at a couple of things. Both teams in the bonus now. Any foul sends a player to the line. 1:23. Both teams have their player timeout as well.
Don't forget Dante Russo-Nance fouled out. We won't see him. Yeah, those BNZ player timeouts will come into force, you would think. Wide open for 3. The young man, Hayden Jones.
Ignore him at your own risk. Hayden Jones up to 9 points now on the triple.
Massive basket for him. Miles Gibson to respond. Here we go.
Big shot, Miles Gibson. Just the 4 points at halftime. He's up to 13. What a reply. 90 apiece.
Inside the last minute, strap yourselves in. This is going to be fun. Robinson's found a gap and all the way off the glass.
Great screen by Jeremy Combs. Not only does he screen Corey Webster, but he takes Miles Gibson out too. 2 for 1 on that one, giving Robinson the lane to the cup.
What can the Jets come up with? Giants extend their defense. Miles turns the corner on Liam Judd and adds another 2. He's got the last 5 for the team in green.
He's going to work. He's actually got the last 7 because he had the free throws as well. He has come to play down the stretch.
Nothing separating these 2 teams this afternoon.
Going to be a timeout on the make. 7-second differential between game clock, shot clock.
Jones has just hit a 3. Can't get past Goins. Coombs gives it up to Judd. Judd for 3!
Liam Judd, welcome back to the mighty Manawatū. The place where he spent a couple of seasons. He's come back a bit of a villain, hitting his 5th triple of the ball game. 19 points for him. 5 for 6 from 3, 7 for 9 overall, and hits a dagger with 10 seconds left to put the Giants up a possession.
The flying mullet has just got every person off their seat in Nelson this afternoon. There he is. Have a look at this. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Liam Judd.
Nice challenge by Thada Paese. You see Tony Webster close out, get out. No effect.
Says it all.
He's just like, all right, what do we got next?
Fantastic camera work there from our Sky Sport crew, capturing every single moment and emotion. 10.3 seconds. Jets ball. Giants by 3.
So the Giants want, the Jets want the ball in the front court, and this is the side they want it on. 10 seconds to play. Obviously, you're looking at Corey Webster. You're looking at Miles Gibson, and you're looking at Thada Paese in that order. I wouldn't mind seeing a Kenny Goins, Corey Webster pick and roll, and look for the pick and pop off that.
They've won 4 of their last 5. The Giants have won just 1. They've won 1 for the whole season. Thada Paese to Webster. Here we go. He's got Inwood on him. Now McNaught pulls up the dribble. Probably not what he wanted to do. Gibson, he's got to go with 3 seconds. Oh! Oh, my! Oh, wow! Miles Gibson.
Well, the pictures speak for themselves. This crowd is pumped. Miles Gibson, 10 straight points down the stretch. He had 4 points at halftime, but he is on one in the last 30 seconds. That looked like a prayer, and the prayer gets answered. 0.9 on the clock now. I don't know if they're going to add any time. I thought it was about 1.3, but it looks like it's going to stay there. The Giants, they've got some leapers. With 0.9 left, I'm looking for something on the rim.
Can't foul. Jets can't foul.
That's right. Both teams in the bonus. Any foul sends it to the Chemnitz Warehouse stripe.
You know what, Casey? It's been an emotional week. It's been a hard week. There's been a lot of tough times across the Cells NBL this week. I think everyone knows that. But right now, this is what it's about. It's about the game. It's about getting out on court and showing and doing and loving what happens in this competition. And this afternoon, we've seen every single bit of that. What a game. This is the Cells NBL.
Alex McNaught in the game. Sam Dempster in the game. With 0.9 left. No McRae. No Alex Robinson.
Can't foul. Webster sitting. Here we go.
Goins sitting as well. Remember, they have 4 fouls. Goins is on the court, though.
0.9. Dempster inside. Combs! Oh, short. We're headed to overtime.
Well, I love the execution. Nice, simple play. Got a little touch for Combs. He goes for the fadeaway. You have to get that shot off quickly. And because of that, he goes with a little bit of a fade, ends up just short. Fantastic execution by both teams down the stretch.
A Sunday special. May the 4th be with you.
Love a Sunday sesh.
Man, how good is this
as long as may the 4 overtimes not be with you. Let's stick with 1 today.
That'd certainly be a record in itself, wouldn't it? Benny's up and about. Jets are up and about. 95 apiece. We're headed to overtime this afternoon at Fly Palmy Arena. Well, looking ahead, the Pacific 4 Series, the Black Ferns kick off their Pac-4 campaign against Australia as they look to build some momentum ahead of the 2025 Women's World Cup. Tune in next Saturday from 4:30 p.m. Sky Sport 1. The Wallaroos up against the mighty Black Ferns. Can't wait for that one.
This Giants team, vastly different from the team that went 0 for, that wasn't able to get a win in its first, was it 9 tries, 8 tries?
Yeah.
They have come out and they've fought today, but this Jets team has shown some heart themselves. This is not a lineup I think they've seen too many times. Thada Paese, Webster, Gibson, Goins, and Miller-Joes, but that's the lineup they finished with, and were able to grind out some offense down the stretch.
Well, Casey, as you know, I've been in New Zealand for over 6 years, and I've got used to the odd ground shake every now and again here in New Zealand. That's probably about as big as I've felt the ground shake in quite some time.
It was definitely on the Richter scale.
Wow.
No doubt about it. Going to start with the Jets basketball. Remember those jump balls we had Well, that means possession to the home squad to start this OT.
And don't forget, Miles Gibson has hit his last 2 threes. And how many points did he add down the stretch?
He had 4 points at halftime. He's got 18 now. Unbelievable finish. I believe he scored 10 straight, 13 straight. I don't know, too far to count.
Well, we said he was going to come at some stage, and he has come at the best moment the Jets fans could have hoped for. They got themselves back into it. They tied it up, and we're in overtime. Jets opening shot. Miles Gibson too deep. Let's see what the Giants can do now with their opening look. Jets looking to consolidate in the top 4 ahead of the international break. Giants looking to keep any chance alive. Turnover Combs, Gibson, Tatapaese, pull up, 3.
Tatapaese. Combs hits the jump shot with confidence on the break. He's got 9 now.
This crowd, man, it's loud in here. Nick North, blocked by Miller-Jose.
Miller-Jose takes off early and gets there. Giants got to get Robinson and McRae back in this ball game.
Robinson definitely coming back in a moment. Surprised that he didn't start the overtime period.
I think he's a bit fatigued. He's had cramps a few times this year in those long games.
Gibson loves that shot.
Feeling it. This man is feeling it.
Out by 5, overtime, Giants have to respond.
He scored 10 of his 22 in the last 5 minutes.
Jones with the step around, lifted short, Combs.
Oh, that's a goaltend.
That's going to count. That's going to count.
Sorry, not goaltend, basket interference on that one. Touched the net while the ball was on the rim. Giants needed that one badly.
Here it is. There's the shot. Combs, watch the net right there.
Yeah, you can't hit that net while the ball's up on the rim. McNaught's going to head to the bench. Robinson back in there.
So that breaks a run by the Jets, both to tie it up in regular time and to open this overtime period. Margin at 3, 100-97. And out of all of that, I was talking about the Jets averaging 101 this season. Guess what?
They're going to get there. More than likely.
100-97. Just over 3 minutes to play in overtime. Tatapaese, Miller-Jose. Oh, wow, that's pretty.
Well, just good recognition. You're switching basically guard to guard, throw it up high, let Miller-Jose finish. He's now got a new season high.
And how good has Tatapaese been with his opportunity here today? Huge. That's Webster's 5th.
That's his 5th. He's out of the game.
So the afternoon finished for Corey Webster, 24 points for him, but that is telling.
Now, what this does, bringing Eric Williams Jr. into the court, is changes the geometry of things. Nice fight by Corey Webster inside. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't get the benefit of the doubt, but now a lot less shooting on the court for the Jets. See if the Giants don't try and defend him a little differently.
Russo, Nance, and Webster both fouled out. Margin at 5, long way to go.
4 on the shot clock, gotta get it up quick.
Big opportunity for the Giants. Foul, Miller-Jose.
Miller-Jose picks up foul number 2.
So just when you thought the Jets had the momentum, back come the Giants.
Well, I just love the determination of Combs, refusing to be boxed out, or kept from the bucket, rather. 29 points for him on 9 for 15 from the field, and 10 of 12 from the Chemist Warehouse strike. But none of those 10 bigger than these 2 right here.
Giants fans here in the stadium on the edge of their seat. 30-piece for Combs. Mike Fitchett looking up, analysing the score. To bring it back to 3. She's had a good day from the Chemist Warehouse.
Fantastic day from everywhere. 31 points now, 6 boards, 4 assists.
2:41 to play. Overtime hoops.
Dada Paese taking the point guard reins now. Remember, no Russo Nance, no Corey Webster, both fouled out.
Coins on 4 fouls as well. Williams Jr. down to Miller Jose. He's got a mismatch here. Ends up with Gibson. He's the man. He is the man.
Are you kidding me? Who awoke the sleeping Gibson? Because he is firing now. 23 points.
Wow.
4 at halftime.
I feel like I've read this story before.
13 since that last 3 minutes of regulation.
Awesome stuff, Miles Gibson. What an answer for the Jets. Coons for 3. Hayden Jones, no. Williams Jr. with the rebound.
Oh, that was a nice look. Good find by Combs, but couldn't get it. The Giants have to have a stop here.
How's the pass to Miller Jose? That's going to count. That will count.
Timeout to the Giants. They need to talk about it. They're down 8 points with 1:45. Combs gets the goaltend here. We'll take another look at it. Nice find by Eric Williams. Good contest, but it was clearly off the glass by the time Combs found it. And now Miller Jose, 25 points, season high. Maybe a Sal's NBL career high as well.
Yeah, spot on, Case. That is a career high for Isaac Miller Jose. Big game for him this afternoon, 25. Gibson has 23. Webster fouled out with 24 for the Giants. Combs with 33. Robinson has 20 and Judd has 19. All of the stats, of course, with thanks to Chemist Warehouse. For as loud as it's been in here this afternoon,
quiet.
It is silent right now.
The music stops and the crowd chills out.
Amazing.
Just everybody's taking a breath. Just gather your breath, because we're going to get back on the court in about 20 seconds, and we're going to lift that intensity again. Well, how about the heart of this Jet squad? It looked over at the end of regulation. It looked like they had no chance.
They're contenders this season. Look,
they can score with anyone.
Yep.
And they can score in punches and bunches. You know, like, it just feels like you've got them under control, and suddenly you don't. It's going to be a heartbreaking loss for the Giants if this is the way that the score settles.
Well, as we've seen many times this season, the Alex McNaught fan club,
he's got some peoples.
They just bombard us with votes that really shouldn't be there, to be honest.
Great hustle. You love the hustle from McNaughty.
Well, he's not doing anything. It's his fans that are doing it all. 107 to 99. Here we go. Giants have to come up with something big. Judd for 3. That looks off. It is. Williams Jr. Oh, Goins has caught one across the chops.
That's going to be the 3rd foul on the Giants there.
3rd on Inwood as well.
Still going. So remember, at overtime, reset the fouls to 2. Still get to 5 to get shots up.
Have we seen Callum McRae in this overtime period?
He's been sitting since about 2 minutes left in regulation. Or even before that.
Dada Paese.
That looked like a travel.
Not sure you'll get away with that.
He went for this full spin. You know, maybe in Rapid League, they might be a little lackadaisical on that one, but that was like a 4-step spin.
126. Everything has to go right for the Giants from here.
Step 1. Now, if I'm the Giants, maybe run the same play they just did.
Inwood. Jones. Let's not forget, seemingly they had the win here. Combs. Won't get that. That's going to be a Giants ball.
Didn't hit the rim, so 3.7 on the shot clock still. Going to have to get it up quickly. Probably straight into Combs and let him get an attack.
Can they score? Huge day for the Jets. What a comeback.
Yeah, it's going to be right into Combs, and he's going to go to work on Miller Jose. Or not.
Robinson. Oh, he's turned around here. Judd gets it up from the corner. Oh!
Jeez.
So close. Robinson fouls. Liam Judd knows it as well.
What a day for Liam Judd. 7 for 12 from the field, 5 for 8 from 3. Unfortunately for him, that one doesn't go through.
Just have a look how close this is, Casey, on the G.J. Gardner-Holmes replay. I mean, this, in a game, overtime game, this is as close as it gets.
Looks like he got fouled, too.
Watch this.
Oh, my.
Come on.
Oh, my.
Come on. That has literally gone around twice.
Basketball, a game of millimeters.
Just over 60 seconds to play. Miles Gibson, what can you say? Jets, Goins, somehow have stayed out there with all this foul trouble.
Since essentially the first quarter.
Time's on their side. And they're going to use every single second available. Shot clock at 7, at 6, at 5, at 3 now. Goins, step back, it'll be a 3. They have come up big.
These boys got big something because they're hitting big shots. The Jets coming to play down the stretch. Oh, we just want to finish.
Jones will head to the Chemist Warehouse. If there was any, sorry, Case, yep. No, go.
15 points in overtime, 25 in the fourth quarter. That is 40 points in this last about 15 minutes.
Wow.
What a finish. The Giants had, for the most of the day, had stymied them, had made it difficult, had found a way to keep it ticking over. But down the stretch, the magic of Gibson, a thought-up-by-Ace triple,
yeah,
which keeps him in the ball game.
Miller Jones
all day long. This Jets team digs deep again and finds a way to win.
Misses from Jones. If there's anyone who is in doubt about this Jets team,
that's going to be 8 seconds.
They just get it across. This is a team that has immense belief in season 2025 as inward fouls. They look gone. They look done. And they have fought back. Russo Nance was fouled out. Webster was fouled out. Gibson was having a shocker. Goins struggling with 4 fouls for so much of the game. And they have responded in a massive way here today.
It's 78 points with 5 minutes left in the ballgame.
Wow.
78 points with 5 minutes left in the ballgame, and just they were down 85 to 78 with 5 minutes left. 7 points down and just willed their way to victory.
Nearly a turnover mid-court there. Williams leaning in. Jones gives up the shot. 10 seconds to play. Combs for 3. Tipped in by, I don't know, Raffle it.
Hayden Jones is going to get credit for that one. 6 seconds left. 10 points the difference.
That'll put the Giants into triple figures. Loose ball mid-court, maybe some late points here. Robinson with the last shot of the game. Banks it in for 3. And that will do us a massive comeback, a massive win this afternoon for the Jets. What a game. They get home 112 to 104. Well, what can you say about this green machine? The fans are loving season 2025. And why wouldn't you after what we've just experienced and witnessed this afternoon? They look done, Case. They look gone.
And it felt like that way. The energy had been sapped out of the building. It looked like it wasn't going to happen for them. But to me, it goes back to that thought up by Ace 3 in transition. Hits that one, finds a way to get this crowd more energized, and they lifted this Jet squad down the stretch. What a finish. Taking a look at the stats. There's the numbers. They don't tell the story, but they'll tell part of it. The Jets were well down in three-pointers coming into that fourth quarter. They finished just 1 down. The free throws, they were able to get back in the same thing, but the rebounds came up and ending up going further than the Giants. It was a grindy game, a lot of fouls in that one as we take a look at the week of results as the last round before the international window completes.
Well, this is how it's unfolded in week 8. Panthers and the Rams postponed. Tuatara got the Nuggets by 10. Hawks in a thriller. They won over the Phi on a buzzer beater from Luka Yates. Bulls home over the Nuggets. Not a great trip up north for the Nuggets. As we have a look at page 2. And the Saints with the bounce-back win against the Airs. Rams, massive second half against the Sharks. And an overtime thriller this afternoon at Palmy Arena. The Green Machine is up and going this season. And boy, oh boy, are the fans packing from the rafters here at Palmy Arena. Here's the ladder after week 8, Case.
Look at the Jets in the top 4 and staying there. 8-4, 8 times the wins as a season ago. When we get to the break, putting themselves in fantastic position. Who knows, might have some more talent coming as well.
What an afternoon. So much fun here today. Young fans in the house. There is genuine belief in this town, ladies and gentlemen. Been here overnight. Everyone's talking basketball. Everyone's talking Jets. And everyone is getting their green on. They're loving life at the moment in Palmerston North, and we're loving what's coming up next week, Case.
We certainly are. The NBL takes a break, but international basketball takes the stage. New Zealand versus Australia, the Tall Blacks versus the Boomers, the Tall Ferns versus the Opals, the 7th and 9th in Australia, but we'll circle that date, the 11th of May. We're at Globox Arena in Hamilton, and it's going to be a throwdown.
Yeah, come and join us as well next Sunday. Those games also on Sky Open. It'll be the Tall Blacks and the Boomers first up, followed by the 2 Degrees Tall Ferns up against the Aussie Opals. And there are going to be some stars on the floor.
Gonna be some talent in every aspect. But go ahead, don't worry about that talent. Because when the Aussies meet the Kiwis, there's some things that happen on the court that don't have a lot to do with the talent level.
Well, what an afternoon here today in the Sal's NBL. What a way to finish week 8 of the season. An overtime thriller. And this Jets team, they are flying high in season 2025. They get home 112 to 104.